Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what it is. It's your boy Trey, my man Bishop, and we are First Formation Morning Sports Talk. Bishop, what's good with you this morning, bruh?
WGO, WGO, what's going on, everyone? How y'all doing on this Thursday, one day away from the weekend? Hey, man, it's falling. I was like, it's falling. Let's go, man. What's going on, Jackie? How you doing this
Good morning,
morning?
Jackie. What's
Yeah,
going
man.
on?
Hey, man. First formation is I'm ready for the weekend. It is what it is. I got a couple of games to call tonight in basketball, but other than that, man, I'm having a great day. How about yourself, Trey? What's good for
It's,
you
it's
this
the same.
Thursday?
It's the same. Our usually our Thursdays is somewhat the same. Um,
Mhm.
I don't call the games tonight, but of course I got to manage the games.
Yeah.
Uh,
What up, Cole?
what's going on, Miss Guyton? So it I have the games tonight, so as opposed to running up and down the court like you would be doing, I'd be sitting by and basically even taking the doing the books or the scoreboard or both, depending on what's going on. But in the
Right.
same thing, I have some games. So I asked you this, Bishop. Of course, we talk about when we say games. I believe Bishops is the same intramural sports in the military.
Mm-hmm.
So when you watch these games, is there ever a no same moment as an official that you're watching where you kind of throws you off, or do all your games be kind of like lackadaisical and
Oh no, it'd be some games that be throwing me off. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like I once I became official, especially
uh-huh.
in the very beginning, and now that I started back officiating, because it's been years since I started officiating. What up, Keon? How you
What's
doing, man?
going on, Keon? Good morning. Good morning.
Um, yeah, I I officiated when I was in the military, and then I hadn't officiated since I retired back in 2013 until I just started about a month or so ago. So yeah, the biggest thing about officiating, I take my hats off to the officials, man, and that's in any sport, especially in the sports in which they are very passionate about. Like you find yourself getting caught up in the game. I'm just here to hear what y'all said about AD. Oh, we definitely gonna talk about him. Yeah, as an
One of
official,
us is going to talk about him. Other one's going to defend him.
yeah, probably so. I know I'm gonna defend him too because he got that kinfolk, You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ride for him or
Well,
whatever.
that's what I'm talking about because I'm
Oh,
planning to defend him.
oh, you the one go,
Yeah.
you going on gonna defend him.
Yes.
And this Brooklyn foolishness. Hold on, Keon. Hold on now. What up, Key? How you doing? How you
What's
doing?
good, Key?
Morning,
What's
good
good?
morning.
What's good with you?
So yeah, man. A lot of times I find myself being trying my hardest not to get caught up in
Mhm.
watching the game and actually officiate the game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do find myself at times where it's a team on there. Matter of fact, it was just last week, I believe. I was watching this one guy, man. He was lighting it up on the court, bro. Like when I say he was lighting it up, like he was the Kyrie of
He channeled
military basketball,
he
bro.
channeled that
Boy,
Kyrie that
boy,
Kyrie Irving.
he was killing it with like all types of move. I was like, this dude right here was balling. You know what I'm saying? It made me want to continue to watch. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm officiating, but yeah, I definitely have found myself in a position like that before.
Okay, okay. And you know what's funny? Like the other night, additionally, I did as well because what happened the other night is it was a team, one of our, I guess you could say one of our top teams in the league, and they was going back and forth and what with this a team in which they probably should have been in back and forth with, but it nevertheless they were going back and forth, and then like they came out the second half. The bro, he's actually an air, saying I'm on Fort Polk, which is our Army installation, but he's an Air Force
Hmm.
dude who works out at the airfield.
Uh-huh.
They're going back and forth. He comes out, and at halftime he was sitting over there on his bench, and he came over to the table. He's talking to me. He's like, "I'm going for 30 in this half." I was like,
Dang,
I
in a
was like.
half?
I was like, additionally 30, or you finna drop 30 in this half, or you throwing finish with 30. He's like, nah, I'm going. He's like, I'm going. What's good, Freddie? What's good? He's like, nah, I'm
What
going
up,
for.
Freddie? What up? What up?
It's
What up?
like, no, I'm going for 30. I'm finna drop 30. I was like, okay, okay, okay. Nevertheless, that did not happen. Nowhere close to it. But what he did do is he came out and he scored like 13 points straight off the rip. And he was just
Okay.
in every way possible. 3-pointers, banging down low. The last point he got, he sit up and he hit him with a shimmy, a shake, and then hit him with a Kobe fall away, And when that mug, when the bottom dropped out the deck, I got up. I hit the buzzer like I'm going. I was like, that's game. Let's go. Let's go. It was
What?
yeah, it was like two. Everyone stopped and looked. Like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, my fault. They was like, so I was like, hey, was it a 2 or 3? I already knew it was a 2-pointer. But I was like, was that 2 or 3? And they was like, it was 2. I was like, all right. And so at the end, they was wondering, they was asking. I was like, no, I was like that play. I was like, it's game over. Like this dude
How
is.
much did he end up with?
I think he ended up with like maybe 15, 17 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Because when he said he was going to drop in 30, I was like, okay, because it was basically that he wasn't really scoring to begin with in the first half. So I
Right.
was like, but when he said he's dropping 30, I was like, you gonna finish with 30, or you finna drop 30 in this quarter? And he's like, no, on this half. I'm like, no, I'm finna drop 30 and a half. I'm like, okay. But like I said, it didn't happen. But even though it made for a pretty good game. But yeah, he definitely started cooking. I was like, oh man. I was like, and they was the sideline was calling because he got a beard, which I don't understand how the hell what's up with the military and the beard now. But
What do you mean? I had a beard
bro,
in the military.
you ain't seen this. If you see how you are right now, minus the
Yeah.
dreads,
Mm-hmm.
you good. Like I see so many soldiers walking around like saying lined up and everything. My man,
What?
like I said, my man has a
Like
full
a fool, like
a
a
pool.
James Harden.
It's yeah, like almost like a James Harden. Of course, say it's not as long as, but you would say,
Right,
like
right.
I said, it's called James Harden. Like they walk around bearded up. Like I'm like, what the hell? Yeah,
What?
it's definitely one of those things. Like I be having those get off my lawn soldier type moments.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah,
what
yeah,
the
yeah,
hell?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
they be bearded up,
Oh wow.
lined up, and everything.
They take that shaving profile to extreme. Hey man, as Keon, I can't even say nothing because I had a shaving profile my whole military career.
Nah.
But it never got this, like it never got like this. It never was this thick and that's this thick or anything like that. Yeah, my NCOs would not allow me to let it get this thick
I
at
remember,
all.
bro. It was so when we talk about AR 670-1, of course,
Mhm.
those who aren't military, AR 670-1, it's the wear and appearance of the military uniform or how people look in their uniform. Bruh, when I first came over to food service, I had a soldier. When I came in, I walked in, of course, no one knows me really. And I had my own soldier, my particular soldier that was assigned to me. I'm sitting up and she's talking to me, and the whole time she's talking to me, I just see something glistening in her mouth. And I'm looking at her, I'm thinking to myself, like, what the hell, soldier? And I'm just looking at her, and she's just talking like, sorry in the mirror. I'm like, mm-hmm. I was like, hold up for a second. What you got in your mouth? And she's like, what do you mean what I got in my mouth? I'm like, what do you have in your mouth, soldier? Oh, it's just
What
a
up,
tongue ring.
AP?
Oh, it's just a tongue ring. Mm-mm. I was like, I tell you what. I was like, I don't want to be a complete ass. I was like, so I'll give you one or two. Not
Options.
Keon, I'm serious.
Yeah,
I was like,
obviously.
I
Yeah.
was like, I was like, I'll give you one. She's like, sorry, Namir, I just got it. I was like, all right, okay. I was like,
Nobody told you to get it.
I'm thinking because you got to remember, I'm coming from field artillery, so I give
Yeah.
zero. I'm like Tommy at this point in food service. Like I got
Right.
zero F's to give. So I'm
Right.
like, I was like, so okay. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll do this to you. I was like, get a filler. I'll let you, and I'll go with you like that. I was like, but right now you need to fix that. I was like, I don't know if you need to go and turn it upside down, do whatever, but I was like, you got to fix it. And
Mhm.
I don't want to see the soldier's name, but I was like, you got to fix it. And she's like, sorry in the mirror. I was like, hey, I was like, you got that, not me. I was like, you don't see me walking around with a tongue ring. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, you got to fix that. And so it went on from there. Of course, she would try me. She continued to try me time
Of
after time.
course. Of
But you know what
course.
I'm saying? I had to sit up. I wasn't, yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah, you know they definitely gonna try you.
Keon, not even
You
the
didn't
flesh
even get
ball.
the first.
She was tripping. Like I guess that was
Yeah.
it was the rhetoric maybe before I got there. Like I said, I was
Mhm.
fresh out of from coming over from field artillery when I
Right.
changed over jobs. So
Right.
this was 2002 because that's when I went to school and came back. So it was like 2002, 2003 in which so I was fresh. It's almost like a drill sergeant coming off the coming
Off the trail.
off the
Yeah.
trail. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, some other stuff. Like I'm not this co-ed ain't what I'm about. All I know is, you know what I'm saying, combat arm stuff for the
Right.
most part. So
Right.
leadership, like they told me when I came on, is like leadership is leadership. So I was like, well, I could do that with no problem. So yeah, it was, but I was like, bro, are you
Wow.
serious? So, but
Yeah.
yeah, AR
He was
670-1.
wilding.
Yeah, AR 670-1 in the military. Yeah, but yeah, so definitely I can understand you and feel you on that. On checking and looking. Like even sometimes I'll be messing up the score, and they be like, "Hey, it was." They be like, "Hey, we got 2 points." I'm
Oh,
like, "Oh, okay, I got it. It's in the book."
all the time, bro. All that part all the time. Like every time, bro. They always talking about the score. Hey man, we scored because it's a young lady who keep the scores table for us at the official at the games in which I officiate. And she be jacking it up sometimes, man. And they be like, hey, ref, hey, she got the score wrong. We just scored 2 points.
It's
That was
3 points. She gave it to the wrong person.
yeah, or we hit a
Yeah,
three, she gave us a
yeah.
two. I was like, man, I said, don't worry about it. We'll get you. We got you, bro.
Yeah, and that's what. But it's really, I be saying the same thing. But sometimes I'm keeping the book and the score, so my
Oh,
book
that's a lot.
sometimes doesn't. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's a lot.
sometimes the book doesn't line up because I messed up the score. So it's the book. But for the most part, I'm kind of streamlining it where I'm marking the book first.
Yeah,
And the score, and like I fixed the scoreboard when I was like, the book is the official. So I was like, the book is official. That's just aesthetics. Like I take care of that in a second. I got to get the book first. So it helps when the game isn't fast paced, but when it's fast paced, bruh,
yeah,
I'd be like, oh my goodness, I'd
yeah,
be caught up in trying to find the person and the number, especially that it be a they had a series when they went back and forth, and then it ends
yeah,
with a and one, or I was like,
yeah,
oh my goodness, I'm trying to
yeah.
get the
Especially if
people.
you trying to, especially if you keep like a lot of stats, like you keep them up full
Oh no,
stats, like
I only keep.
rebounds, assists,
Yeah, I don't. They don't get
or
that.
like see at
They
that tournament we went to in Dallas at Fort
Dallas.
Worth,
Oh, it
Fort
was full
Worth.
stats.
Full stats. Yeah, they
Oh,
had
okay,
like five. I want to say they had like five people at the table. So yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah. So that was keeping like full stats, assists, rebounds, or turnovers. Points, of course, all of that good stuff. Which we ain't had. We ain't had what's her on here in a minute,
We ain't
man.
seen from KG Kim.
Yeah,
We ain't seen
KG.
from.
We ain't heard from KG in a while. We need to hear from KG. It's been a minute.
What I would like to say though, them Fort Polk NBA, the team, the Fort Polk varsity basketball team is representing pretty well. 4-2 on the year, doing exactly what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? I represent Fort Polk doing their thing. I hope we're gonna have to. I tried to get Jason Lasciano on here and some of the other people, which we're still in the works trying to
What
get
up,
them.
frat?
They're trying to basically get their stuff together as they have to, of course, COVID and other initiatives in the military, you know, saying job before anything else they have to
Mhm.
take care of. But, you know, saying hopefully soon we'll have them on as well. Talk a little more MBA and solidify, you know, saying first formation falling in at the NBA finals in Colorado in I think it's July timeframe. So
Yeah,
they're taking care of some business there. Go bump road soldiers and bump ours with some fellow athlete soldiers. So
that's what's up. I like
so NFL, bruh. NFL.
it. Hmm.
We just give the news for the most part, and seemingly everything seems to be about these darn Los Angeles Rams. Okay, you won a Super Bowl. You won Super Bowl
Y'all see it.
56. Your
Y'all see
second,
it.
y'all won your second Super Bowl. Uh-huh.
Y'all see
Yeah.
it.
Yay. Like, can we go on and move on at this
Well,
point?
why would we move on? This is no different than any other year when any other team wins the Super Bowl. It's about a week. That's why mine's still up because it's about a week. Or stop it, bro. Stop it. Why would you do that? Like, what does that mean? What does that? What does that symbolize? What is? What are you? You threw that on to say what, bro?
This is me
That
covering
y'all went
all
home early?
this is me covering all that noise.
Man, this is no different than any other year. When whoever wins the Super Bowl, they get pretty much about a week of talk about the Super Bowl and winning. That's just gonna happen. We got probably about one more day of this, and then Monday we should be back to
It should be
normal.
back to normal and talk
Yeah,
basically talk about the
basically
draft,
talk. Yeah, the draft, the trades, the movements
the
around the
yeah,
NFL, the
the off season.
coaching, the off season, the combine, which is coming up a little over 45 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. So yeah, when it's always a week. They always give them a full week, man, to get that squared away. You know what I'm saying? Get everybody, make sure everybody's aware of that, who won the Super Bowl. Just like the commercial. Rams, Los Angeles Rams, you are now Super Bowl 56 champions. What are you going to do? We're going to Disney World. I mean, come on, that's every year. Like everybody knows that that's coming.
How they do that again?
LA Rams, you are now Super Bowl 56 champions. What are you going to do next? We're going to Disneyland. Whatever, man.
When
That's
you
it.
wish upon a star,
Yeah, and then we know
next time
who
who
you
you
are.
are,
Come on, man.
when you know your heart's
Everybody
desire
knows.
will come to you.
We all know how that go. You know what I'm saying? So
And you know what's funny is I don't know if any of y'all caught how they basically talked about how they actually do that, or how it all came about doing it to where it was actually the it was a flight. I can't remember the names exactly, but it basically was a flight in which they flew around the world. And when they came back, they stopped in California, and so they asked them like, "What are you going to do?" They was like, "We're going to Disneyland." And so the chair of Disney at the time was there with his wife, and his wife was like, "Oh, that's a good, saying that's a good slogan." And so they started it with the
oh, okay.
championships. And so what had happened is instead of they who to select, so what they'll do is they'll select a specific player who they thought would be do good during the league, I mean during the game, and they went to him and told him like, "Hey, when we're gonna come to you and we're gonna record and record and basically ask you saying what are you gonna do after you win you won the Super Bowl, where are you gonna go?" And you say, "I'm going to Disneyland." So when it
Mhm.
first did it, it was basically John Elway and the Broncos versus the New York Giants and Phil Simms. And so Phil
Mhm.
Simms is like, "I'm not about to do that. Like, I'm not doing that," or whatever case like that. So he did end up doing it, but he was like, I'm going to Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? But so it had no oomph to it. So of
Mhm.
course, what they do now, it's like it's a now is a frenzy because they try to catch they let the player know. So of course if they win, like of course Tom Brady's done it plenty of times
You're
in
right.
which they ran up and catch him in the moment because they wanted, raw. So they try
Right.
to catch him in the moment. So, like Tom, of course, I'm very sure they signifies like, "Hey, and he's like, I'm going to Disney World,
Right.
woo, and all that type of stuff. So they
Yeah.
do that. So, of course, they done it over the course of the season. And that's what they do. They select players and let them know, like, hey, from both teams, let them know, hey, if you win, we're coming to you. But obviously, what we see is during per the commercial you're talking about, they caught Aaron Donald, Cooper Cup, and Matt Stafford and their families.
Families. Yeah.
Yeah, say after the celebration, and then caught and did the shot and got them to do it. So
Yeah.
interesting. I was like, okay, but like we were saying, basically, it's on a frenzy. The Rams are in a frenzy when they talk about it. They just had their parade, as we know, ceremonial parade for a team that wins a championship. They go through the city. Um, they had the parade. I will admit, Bishop, it was free of LeBron and
Good.
the Los Angeles Dodgers players. It was
Yeah.
all about
Good.
the Rams.
Good. That's how it should have been. They the ones that won. We ain't going back 2 years for nobody.
So what is interesting though, if you didn't catch it, the Rams GM Les Snead had the legendary shirt all time, a legendary
Yeah.
shirt. I was like, "Oh, that's nice." I was like, "I can get down with that." So
Yeah.
of course, we wouldn't say exactly, but there was a explicit word that starts with the letter A. I
Yeah.
mean F. It ends with
Uh-huh.
letter K.
You're right.
Them picks and a
Yeah.
picture of him. Saying as a GM. Of course,
Right.
they traded. They gave us some picks to acquire Matt Stafford from the Detroit Lions. So he's basically like, "Man, F them picks," you know what I'm saying? Because of course they didn't need them. Like the picks ain't bringing them. The picks brought them a championship in which they probably couldn't have got had they made the picks, whatever they was gonna use the picks. So
Right.
legendary shirt, of course. Additionally, Aaron Donald has made some one comment in which obviously we know the coach, Sean McVay is expected to come back as his wife or his fiance basically stated like he's not going anywhere. He'll be back. He's not retiring. So of
Oh, okay.
course, with that being said, Sean McVay started a chant talking about run it back. Why is it that everyone thinks that when they win the Super Bowl they can run it back? Why?
Because
Why is
that's
that?
the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal is to do something. What up, Zach? What's good with you? That's the ultimate goal is to repeat. Once you
Yeah.
do it now, like you said, like yesterday, you was talking about when it came to about Sean McVay, talking about retiring, one being
Mm-hmm.
one and done. Well, once you've won one, like you said, what's your next accomplishment? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and his only next
Like we
accomplishment is
said,
to run it
multiple
back.
multiple Super
Multiple,
Bowls.
yeah, multiples, and or then for him it would be coach of the year and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But
Yeah.
for mainly the next big goal is to try and become a dynasty.
Hence, like that of like what Tampa Bay did, like because
Right.
they had the same rhetoric when they won,
Mm,
run it
mm.
back, which
Run, yeah,
they brought back, they did everything in their power to bring back the same team,
everybody, right?
which for the most part, that's the same thing which the Rounds is doing because, like I
No,
said, Sean McVay started run it back when Aaron Donald walked up on the
no,
platform.
oh, because
He's
they
like,
chant
right,
that so because they try to
yeah,
get Aaron to stay.
yes. So he
Yeah.
sat there for a second. He'd be like, "Hey, we built the super team. If we got that same super team, let's run it back."
Oh, so does that mean they're gonna keep Odell?
We're gonna get to that. It's coming.
Yeah,
That's a question which we gonna bring up. But so they had is like
it's to
run it
solidify
back.
your dominance. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Stanton. That's
So they're like
absolutely
run
why.
it back. But what I hear in Aaron Donald's voice is run it back. He's like, if we built the super team. If we have the super team, let's run it back. We don't
Mhm.
know if they're gonna have that super team because of course
Right.
there's a couple of things like there's a way I was reading this morning there's a way for them to save about 100 million in cap space, but of course that means a buy-in from a
Hmm.
lot of people.
Right.
That means Stafford restructuring his current contract that saves them about 17 million, as well as them bringing back the two backup quarterbacks in which they had that made less than a million apiece.
Hmm.
Of course, their running backs are looking dismal right now, as some of them are have to take a pay cut. Aaron
Right.
Donald, he has to take a pay cut, and because he's a free agent, I believe. So
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying so if him coming back, they got to pay him unless he take the hometown discount. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to be hard to bring that team. And then like you bring up Odell Beckham alone, even him, bruh, I read this is what their plan would be. This is what a proposed plan would be for Odell Beckham,
Odell.
and tell me if you believe it. So, of course, y'all in the comments, please feel free to comment. So, if Odell Beckham, currently who has a torn ACL in the same knee in which he injured, he was out in Cleveland with. The ideal is to bring Odell back on a 2-year contract where he gets paid 1.3 million for the first year, and when he comes back, if he plays exceptionally well, they void the second year, extend him, and pay him what he might be worth. Now, understand this: if it wasn't for the injury, Odell would be in the 15 to 17 million dollar a year range if it
Hmm.
wasn't for the injury. But with
Okay.
that injury, so as a GM, I'm with that. Like it's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
you can't throw all your you can't throw all your eggs in the basket and not know whether or not he's going to be able to come back off of the same exact injury that sidelined him while he was in Cleveland. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know how that's gonna do. You can't put all your eggs in the basket for that. So that 1 million, I totally agree with what and what Odell's on. What season is he on?
Was this the ninth season? Well,
Ninth,
he did,
yeah, some
yeah,
eight,
something
nine,
like
10.
that.
Yeah, so Odell ain't
Yeah,
he ain't
or
getting
he's
any
close.
younger.
He's if he's not already in just in double digits, he's pretty close.
Right, yeah. So he's definitely not getting any younger. So yeah, I definitely don't have a problem with that at all. I feel like that is something that makes
Applewhite. So Applewhite,
Odell is
this
still
is
young and good. Pay the man his money. Do not mess over him. Do not mess him over because he's got an injury helping you get a title. No,
so
bro. So go ahead,
yes.
Tay. You
Please,
go
no,
first.
go
No,
ahead,
you got
man.
it. You got it. You
So
got it.
Applewhite,
You got
completely
it.
understood. It's not what we're not saying or what we're talking about is not to sit up and undercut him for what he does. True enough, we understand. We fully what's going on. What's going
What
on,
up, Alvin?
Alvin?
What up? What up? What up?
So
What up?
what we're
That's
saying is
another dude trying to get in the fraternity too, Alvin, but he been BSing. Just so you know.
he playing
Yeah,
along,
yeah, yeah.
playing around. So
Hmm.
like you said, we're not saying that he should not. We're basically just saying that it's a business, and so to pay him 15 to 16, $17 million when he's going to sit out a majority of a year and then come back, we don't know we're going to get the same product in which we seen on the court. Like think about them lemons that your soldier used to buy. Like
Mhm.
you think about, okay, they
Mhm.
done went and they
They
done
put
got this
all this
vehicle.
money.
This vehicle is not worth what they got. What do you do as an NCO? You call up that dealership and be like, hey, y'all did this, that, the third. We need to see
Mhm.
what we can do to fix it. No different, not calling Odell or comparing him to a car, but it's the same, but it's the same thought process. Like you're not going to pay 16, $17 million for him, and then you don't know what type of product you're getting back after it comes back. After he comes back from off that injury, because you're basically basing it off of him just playing. And it's so I can understand to keep him. They want to keep him and keep him in the organization, keep him paid. Which okay, $2 million for basically making 2 million for Mike. He might only play what six or half the games, 8 games. If he
How long
then
does it
after
take
that,
to recover from a ACL tear?
um,
Huh? My wife says at least.
six
You know, my
months,
wife. Yeah, she said at least 6 months because you know she's
6 months.
around.
So yeah. So
No,
when
we
you look
looking
at
at
that,
he'll be
the
back
half the
right.
year.
Yeah, he'll be back by the time preseason over.
So
Right.
maybe,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah,
So it's like if
yeah.
yeah, so if he does that, he's able to at that point to go ahead and okay, saying, play a little bit. And if they see that he's playing up to, saying par or what they believe, is like, okay, this is what we'll do. We want to extend you, and then you go from there. But I agree with paying him, saying 2 million, something like that, and then sign him for 2 or 3 years, $2 million a year with of course you're gonna extend them or pay them 2 years and then extension, and then with the extension, additional 3 4 year extension with the money that y'all should have paid them probably in the off season, or let them go and see him in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
And let him bite you in the let him bite you in the butt because you let him go later on and down the line. My take on it is yeah, for me, man, Odell Beckham, you know what I'm saying? He's a good player, but that injury being it's the same leg, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I totally agree with it. Um, I totally agree with them giving him $1 million. I hear what Applewhite saying. Oh, he's a young guy, but Odell Beckham, bro, he's 29 years old. So he been in the league. Yeah, he probably been in the league. What if he's only 29? Then that means he's been in the league 7 8 years. Yeah, about
Seven,
7
eight
8 years.
years.
Yeah, yeah. Depending on if he did his whole term and while he was in college. I don't know if he came out earlier or
Uh,
not, but
he had to do a minimum 3 years in college.
at
Well,
least a minimum. Yeah.
play 2 years and then
So
came
yeah.
out the third year. So
So
I think that's what he did.
yeah. So he probably been in about 6 or 7 years then, to be exact, because normally about 24. Um, it's a business. I understand what you're saying. It is a business. I understand what you're saying. Players should treat them like when it's a business. So the players should treat the team like that when they're on the field. The business should work both ways and give bonuses when they win the ship. I'm sure they get bonuses when they win. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you just win the win. I think it's bonuses once you
Yeah,
make
they
it
get
into
paid. Yeah,
postseason.
they get paid. They
Postseason
definitely
anyway,
paid
because
some.
you're the
Mhm.
only ones. Y'all teams are the only ones still playing, so you got to get paid for those games. You know what I'm saying? For the games in which you playing past everyone else playing.
So true enough, AP did come back for his, but AP is different from Botel. We got something. AP is a workout monster. Like we talking about Adrian Peterson when he
I'm
came
not.
back for
Yeah.
his.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, bro, we talking about two different.
So yeah,
We talking
the
about
ethics is different. Yeah,
yeah, and probably their yeah, their work ethics is totally different, and just how they game plan for
a
AP
wide receiver versus a running back.
that part. You know what I'm saying? And a wide receiver, I would definitely say a running back probably takes more punishment than a wide receiver, in my opinion. Look how many teams he's been on. Exactly. I don't get me wrong. I do feel like Odell still has something in the tank to definitely be able to play, to continue to play. Don't get me wrong, whatsoever. I definitely think that's the case. However, I do feel like you can't, like I said in the beginning, you can't put all your eggs in one basket because you just don't know what you're getting from a guy. excuse me, who's had the same injury in less than a year, the same torn ACL or whatever he had happened to his ACL. You just like, come on, man. You don't know what you're gonna get. Take a look,
So,
and
so
you
the
don't want that.
proposed, so per Sports Track, in the article we talk about per Short Track, it was proposed that the torn ACL is brutal news for both the Heat and the Rams, as the two sides really did appear to be a match made in heaven scenario in the short term that he was there. Leslie throws OBJ a bone by offering him a 2-year contract with a near minimum salary of 1.12 million for 2022 as he recovers. Then boost in pay for 2023 with plenty of incentives to build up his earnings and production comes in. Beckham was trending towards 12 million to 15 million per year the contract before the injury. So there's like, I just don't see it. And then when you take in consideration, they have other things because you got to think Robert Woods was out. He's up. He has 4 years, 60.5 million remaining on his contract, recovering from an LCL himself. Uh, but it's certainly he'll be back to unfold once he's there. So his $3.5 million roster bonus in 2022 is already fully guaranteed. Potentially, if both these teams figured to be restructured, the cap hit for Woods would be 15.7 million instead of, but if they restructure it could be up to 5 million, which saves them a predicted $9.9 million. So it's a whole bunch of different things in which they can do to build the
But not
money.
but not only that though, Trey. But check this out, right? Odell Beckham, like I said, he been in 8 years. He came out in 2014. He
Mm-hmm.
came out in 2014, so it's 22. So he's been in 8 years. So he's been in 8 years. These are his numbers since 2014. 2014, 91 receptions, 1,300 yards. The first 4 years, of course, were with the Giants. First 5 years
Mm-hmm.
were with the Giants. So 14 to 18. So 14, 91 receptions, 1,300 yards. 15, 96 receptions, 1,400 yards. 16, 101 receptions, 1,300 yards. 17, injury, 25 receptions, 302 yards. 18, 77 receptions, 1,000 yards. 19, first year with the Browns, 74 receptions, 1,000 yards. I totally forgot. Only 4 seasons, which were the first four. So only 3 seasons where he had double digits in touchdowns. That was 14, 15, and 16. 14
Mm-hmm.
he had 12, 13, 15 he had 13, 16 he had 10. Back to the other thing. Browns 70 first year with the Browns, 74 receptions, 1,000 yards. Browns 2020, 23 receptions, 319 yards. Browns 2021 season, 17 receptions, 232 yards. And then with the Rams, of course, we know he didn't play a full season with them, but 27 receptions, 305 yards. So if you really look at it, he's on the decline. He's really on the decline. He's 8 years in and he's on the decline. Now, mind you, a lot of that decline is because of the fact he had injuries. And again, that's the whole reason why you can't put all your eggs in the basket, because he's injury prone right now.
And that's true. Anthony Price, he has said that he will take a pay cut to stay with the Rams. But
And
however,
I would take that. I
yeah,
would
but
take that.
however, he stated that before the injury. So what
Mhm.
I don't know if that
But that
bodes
says a
well.
lot, though, Trey. That says a
I
lot
was about to say
because
that, yeah,
yeah,
because that might work in his favor because Snead might look at it as like, okay, he was going to take a pay cut before. We don't know what that pay cut was going to be because we didn't get to the table. But you know what I'm saying. But he was going to take a pay cut before. Maybe we do give him a little, like they said, throw a bone, or give him a little incentive. And like, okay, this is what we're willing to pay you, 2-year contract. You know, what I'm saying you perform on this 2-year contract. We'll go ahead and we'll extend it. Look to extend you. If not, then we cut our ties and go from there. But we don't know how long the rehab is going to be because again, as Bishop stated, this is his second injury, ACL tear to the same knee in as many in what within 18 months. Like that rehab
yeah,
might be completely extensive. We don't know where the tear is, if it was a re-tear in the same
right.
area, like or is which side. Like and I just think it from the business aspect of it, it's not the simple being like, oh well, you know, saying commodity, but you have to look at it like, do we pay this man his money for the sake of bringing back his name? I just me as a GM, I wouldn't do it.
I just can't. By after I'm looking
I
at his
would pay him
numbers,
a couple. I pay him to keep him on around so that
on the
way we
team,
have
yep,
him. But if
right.
not, if he's not with that, then someone else will pay to keep you.
Right. I added looking at his numbers. Yes, AP he was hurt at the Browns. I get it, but the fact of the matter is that's the issue. He was hurt at the Browns. Now he's hurt at the Rams again with the same knee issue. So with that being said, you just don't know, man. You can't just assume that he's gonna come back better than ever. You can't, or even come back to what he was in 2015, 16, 17, or whatever when he
So
was
he
with
was
the
never a
Giants.
number one,
I would have to say he was the number one with the Giants, bro.
or at least like because I'm trying to think who was the wide receiver. Motherland, Anthony. Who was the number one in New York when
I,
Buck Beckham was there?
I want to say it was a question. So, are you giving your Lakers superstar a pay cut because he is hurt again with that right ankle injury? I'm just saying he talking about AD.
We'll get to that, Applewhite.
That's different. You that's too different. That's apples and oranges. That's totally different. For one, well, like you said, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
get
get
to
to
that.
that.
We'll get to that.
So so yeah, but Anthony Motherland, if y'all can, of course,
Was
you can look
what's
it
it
up
called
too.
there when he was there?
Which
Um,
one?
Cruz.
Nah, Cruz is gone
Victor
already.
was gone when
Yeah,
Victor was gone.
or Victor was
On
on the
his way is
downslope.
out, right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
he
So
was already down. He was already on the back slope of his
So I
career.
would have to say, then if that's the case, then I would have to say he was the number one in the Giants. He
Because
had to be.
when I think Giants, I don't think anyone but Odell Beckham around that time frame.
Well, I definitely take Victor Cruz.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that's after the fact. Like Victor, of course,
Oh,
Victor, something before that. But I was like when Odell Beckham got there, the only thing I see is he was a person. Their
he was the face of
primary
the
wide
Giants.
receiver.
He was the face of the Giants at the time.
But now he's probably not a number one. Maybe not. He's definitely not a
Um,
number one. He's not a number one
no.
with the Rams.
Yeah, I would.
Two, I think he wasn't a
Yeah,
number one with
yeah,
Cleveland because
yeah.
Landry.
Landry, Jarvis.
But then again, I think that also depends on the quarterback, like who they're comfortable with. Like
Right. Yeah,
it's just that.
he's definitely a two now, without question. I
Uh,
totally agree.
Running it back, Donald, Ram, Sneed, legendary photographer. What was interesting, which is I mean, it's only related because of the parade, but photographer Kelly Smiley was taking a picture of Matthew Stafford on the stage before he went on or went out to talk. And do you know she stumbled off the backside of it and ended up fracturing her back. Now, what's interesting is Matthew
Wow.
Stafford like looked at her. He was turning because she had her back to the back of the stage and she was taking a picture. I guess she stepped back to like get a focus, and when she stumbled off the back, Matthew Stafford turned and looked at her, and you know that like the snicker, like oh, oh, you know what I'm saying, and drunk some water, and it was his wife that had to come up like oh my god and looked, and so I'm not sure who got her to help, but she did post on Twitter that she actually fractured her spine in the fall.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
what did
Oh, Plaxico Burrows. That's another one. Yeah, he was Plaxico was out there. Forgot about that. After shooting himself in the leg, he killed it. He killed his career. Yeah, Plaxico. That's the other one who was out there. But I don't think he was. I definitely don't think Plaxico was there when Odell was there.
Well, I think he was, but it's like you said, it was on the back end because Plaxico.
Oh,
Well, no, still, yeah, it's still subjective. I think Odell was maybe if that case he might have spent 1 year as the two, and then the rest of the time he should have been considered a one. He
right.
was he was a number one with the Giants, but I'm saying right now he don't. Yeah, he don't carry. Yeah, he's not right now. He doesn't carry number one because of the team. You know, like with the Los Angeles Rams, he's not at one. Like you said, Van Jefferson is ascending. Cooper Cup, that's his room right now. Robert Woods, he has to come back like there, and then of course you got potentially ODB, ODB,
Odell
Odell
Beckham.
Beckham, OBJ. That's there. So yeah, that remains to be seen, of course. So what's interesting, Bishop, is someone came to the aid of the conversation is Stafford a Hall of Famer? You know who that person was?
We talked we talked about this the other day. Who?
Yeah. Edelman, Julius Edelman came to his aid and basically endorsed Stafford as a Hall of Famer, basically stating that he has 50,000 passing yards, a Super Bowl, first with the capable team. Give this man his flowers. He's a Hall of Famer. His arm talent is one of the best we've
Ooh.
seen, quote
Who?
unquote,
Wait, who
from
came to us? Who
Julius Edelman.
from who?
Julius
Julius.
Edelman.
Come on.
So now I see
Come
that
on.
smacking of the teeth tells me something that you it already kind of gives
Yeah.
me the answer to my question, which I was going to ask.
Who is
So,
Julian Edelman to say who should and who shouldn't
so,
be?
but okay, let's do
Yeah.
this. Is Julius Edelman himself? Because we know it was Richard Sherman who is supposedly going to be a Hall of Famer in his own right, a potential gold jacket wearer. Is Julius Edelman a gold jacket wearer as well, potentially?
I gotta look at his stats, man. I gotta look at Julius. Don't get me wrong. I know Julius got some Super Bowls with Tom
But he
and
might not
some
have it. And like you said, I see you
his stats.
emphasize with
But
Tom.
has he been yeah? But has he been an MVP? Has he even been an
None of that.
MVP of the Super Bowl? Has he been an MVP? Has he been any of that?
So that
Oh
comes
dang!
back to what we've been
Really,
discussing.
AP. Right. Let me see Julian Edelman's back real quick. Yeah, Plaxico Burress wasn't there, and Plaxico Burress last season with the Giants was in 2008. So yeah, definitely, he definitely wasn't there when Odell was there. But let's see what a Julian Edelman stats lines were. But I don't know about that one, bro.
Yeah, that's
Wow. I mean, Cruz. That's what we said. Victor Cruz was. Yeah, Victor Cruz was there. But I don't. Okay, let's see. Julian Edelman stats. Let's see if is he deserving of
to be able to say that, to have that conversation.
that. Had that conversation, man. Let's really see. Play. Oh shit. 2020 with the. Oh, he had his whole. Okay, so his whole career was in New England.
Okay.
His whole career, but so he played. He came in 2009, and he played his entire career right now up to 2020 in New England. So he
Okay. What's
has.
the
I
stats?
swear,
What's the stats sound
if
like? What's the stats sound
because
like?
he played. All right. Okay. So 20. Okay. 2009, 37 receptions, 359 yards, one TD.
Okay.
Let's do this first. First, he
Well,
had
I'm listening.
620 receptions.
I'm listening because it's starting to sound like Odell Beckham's numbers minus the. So I'm listening. 27, 359 yards, one TD. Okay.
Right. That was on 2009, his rookie season. So,
His rookie season.
let me say that. Yeah. So, his rookie season, 37 receptions, 359 yards, one TD.
Mm-hmm.
2010, 7 receptions, 86 yards, no TDs. Same
Mm-hmm.
for 2011, 4 receptions, no TDs, 34 yards.
Mm-hmm.
2012, 21 receptions, 235 yards, 3 TDs. 2013 was his best season. He had 105 receptions, 1,000 yards, only 6 touchdowns though.
Mm-hmm.
2014, 92 receptions, 972 yards, 4 TDs. 15, 61, 692 yards, 7 TDs. 2016, 98 receptions, 1,100 yards, 3 TDs. 2018, 74 receptions, 850 yards, 6 TDs. 2019 was his second best season where he had 100 receptions, 1,100 yards, 6 TDs. In 2021 or 2020, he had 21 receptions, 315 yards, no TDs, which totals out to 620 receptions, 137 games, 6,822 yards, 36 TDs.
Yeah,
He did
that
not
is.
have one double digit TD season, not one. The closest he came to, he had
He
7.
has what, 5 rings, 4 rings.
But yes, yeah, but yeah. So, are those Hall of Fame numbers? No,
Nah, not at all. Not at
no,
all.
not
Not
at
at
all.
all. Not at all.
Applewhite, it ain't about how unstoppable you were. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, bruh. Unstoppable means nothing. He was a force to we get it, but his numbers don't say that. His numbers does not say any of that. What you're talking about right there, bro. The dude didn't have not one season in the 11 seasons in which he played. He did not have one season where he had 10 touchdowns.
So so now he might
Not
have.
one. His closest was 7.
I would say he had Hall of Fame intangibles, but but when you look at what's the litmus test and put it in the same what we can see, those numbers don't add up, in my opinion, to a Hall of Fame season.
So the Hall is based on stays and not being one of the great slot men to ever play the game. I don't even know if you would consider him the best slot man to
I
ever
was
play
like,
the
where I
game.
was about to say, let's put a Welker's.
Yeah,
What Welker did.
Welker's probably got better numbers than him. Honestly,
Yeah,
let's look. Let me
and
look.
you
Let
got
me
to think
see.
Welker played with both Brady and
Right,
Manning.
right. Let's see. Well, Julian, not taking anything. Julian Edelman he was a good player, but I will not say he's a Hall of Famer. I will not by them numbers.
Yeah, so as we said, which is he said I'm probably reaching now. So like Anthony said, is I mean that's a hard cry, and I'm like, I mean, of course we're just sitting here talking at this point. That's a hard one to say. Like he, in my opinion, the Edelman's numbers are under those numbers, even though Devin Hester wasn't really renowned for his QB for being a not QB for being a wide receiver. But when you sit up and put him like, I don't even believe Devin Hester. Well, he should be in a Hall of Fame, but probably not till his second or third year on the ballot. Like, there's other people that have done exceptionally better things outside of it. So,
All right,
and
Trey.
it goes back to our conversation, like when we was talking about what is the litmus test for the Hall of Fame? Is it stats? Is it accomplishments? Is it records? Like, what is it that we're looking at as far as people getting in to the
Let
Hall
me
of
tell
Fame?
you this. Wes Welker, both him and Julian Edelman played 11 years. Wes Welker played from 2004 to 2015.
Wes Worker's probably
Wes Welker, his total. Y'all remember what I said? Julian Edelman, how many touchdowns he had in his 11 years? How many I said?
what was it? Was it
34.
34?
34. Wes Welker had 10. I mean, I'm not 10. I'm sorry, 50.
Oh, 50. I was about to say 10. Really?
He had 50. How many
50.
how many thousand yard receiving yards did we hear from Julian Edelman? Maybe
I think what
three,
two or three? Yeah.
2 or 3. Wes Welker has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 in
5,000
11
yard
years.
receiving
So
yards.
that's 5,000. That's 5,000 yards alone. And saying Julius Edelman had 6,000 in his career.
Wes Welker had a total of almost 10,000 yards receiving. He had 9,924. Wes Welker only had, Julian Edelman only had 6,000. Bro, you can't compare the two. Like, it's not hard. Brady made the Hall of Fame. What? It's not hard. Brady made the Hall of Fame on the back of these men, but not one on not one on New
And
England is a Hall of Fame
so
but
that's the
Brady.
only thing I would give him is that because I always make that same thing.
What's
Like
McCall
these
is a
people.
Hall of Famer. Randy's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And you said Julius Edelman had how many 10,000 yards?
Close to. You might as well give him 10. You might as well give him Julian Edelman. You might as well give him
And how many
10,000 yards.
receiving?
No.
How many receiving yards?
No, this is Wes Welker,
Oh,
right?
I mean Wes Welker. Yeah, Wes Welker. I'm sorry, Wes Welker.
Yeah, Wes Welker had almost 10,000 yards. Yeah.
And he was in 11 years, 10,000 yards. How many touchdowns?
50.
So, okay, measuring stick.
Mm-hmm.
Wes Welker, as Bishop just stated and looked up, Wes Welker had 11 years or 11 seasons, just close to 10,000 yards receiving, 50 touchdowns. Calvin Johnson, 9 seasons, 11,619 yards receiving, 83 touchdowns.
Ugh. We talking about
So,
Megatron, right?
yeah, Calvin Johnson, Megatron. So when you look at that,
He's
you can
short 2 seasons, right?
two
He's short
seasons, yeah,
2 seasons.
He's short by 2 seasons in that 1,000 yards, basically 1,500 yards short and 50 touchdowns short. Corrections, 43 touchdowns short. So I mean that you have it. Take a
There it
look at
is
that
right there.
33. So when you look at Calvin Johnson as a Hall of Famer, will Wes Welker be a Hall of Famer? Probably be a Hall of Famer before Julius Edelman. I don't even foresee with those numbers. I don't even foresee Edelman getting into the Hall of Fame.
No.
But he might, due to the fact that he is a four-time
The ring bearer.
Super Bowl
Yeah,
champion.
he's a ring bearer. And if he gets in, that's what he's gonna get on. That's how he's gonna get in.
In which, if that happens, then we know Anthony Price is no longer watching the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. We got that, AP. We get that he was the receiving squad. We understand that, but keep in mind that his numbers show attest to that. We get it, but we talking this guy played 2 less seasons than both of these receivers, and pretty much almost doubled their numbers. Especially Edelman's number.
Well, yeah, he almost doubled Edelman's numbers. So yeah, Edelman, I don't think is a Hall of Famer. He's not going to go.
No.
Yeah,
Unless, like I said, unless they're going off the straight rings now. If they're going off of hardware, then it's something different. I bet you Terrell Owens and Calvin Johnson's number is better than Randy Moss. I don't think so, bro. I'm about to see. I don't see that being.
I will pull up TOs.
I'm finna put up. I don't believe that, bro. I bet you Terrell Owens and Calvin. You got Calvin Johnson's right in front of you, right?
Yeah,
so
83. I'm
finna pull up TOs right now.
Mm-hmm. So Applewhite, true enough, we talked about that yesterday. Per what Richard Sherman was saying, that there is a passing lead now, and there's a lot of things that's put in place for the quarterback that allows the quarterback certain loopholes. And so the numbers you say are inflated. Oh, you said inflated numbers and no rings or titles for who? Applewhite? You talking about Calvin Johnson?
Better than Randy Moss's? Oh man, you are. I don't see that.
That's probably a reach, Anthony.
So this is T.O. T.O. played from 1996 to 2010. T.O. has a total of 153 touchdowns.
Okay, his numbers are better. Well, we said we're judging him against Randy Moss. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Right,
I'm listening.
Randy Moss. He has 153 touchdowns, a total of 15,000 yards. Now, mind you, I know you talking about his numbers are better than you saying his numbers are Randy Moss, but you got it. Not Randy Moss. You talking about
he said Randy Moss.
No, that's what he said. But I'm saying initially the numbers you just gave was Calvin Johnson's, right?
Yeah, he's better. He's better than Calvin Johnson.
No, you can't say that because Calvin Johnson only played 9 seasons. Terrell Owens played 14 seasons. You got to keep that in consideration.
We have to get
you got to keep that in consideration. Calvin Johnson had how many total yards?
11,000.
He
over 11,660.
Terrell had 15,000. You mean to tell me you give Calvin Johnson 5 more years? He ain't gonna surpass that?
With Stafford as that.
Come on, bro. T.O. is a beast. I'm with you, Wayne. I totally agree with you. T.O. had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 1,000-yard receiving seasons. 9. But again, T.O. played 14 seasons to Calvin Johnson's 9.
So Randy Moss had 15,292 yards receiving, 156 touchdowns.
So him and T.O. And how many years did he play?
He played. Let me see. Randy played 14 seasons.
So him and T.O. is pretty much neck and neck. T.O. got more yards than him.
And more touchdowns.
No, he doesn't. What you said he had how many touchdowns?
156.
No, T only got 153.
Oh, I thought you said 183. Okay. 153. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So they about the same. And they played the same amount of time.
And both of them are.
But mind you, Calvin Johnson played 5 less seasons than both of them.
So maybe that is what they're going off of. Then the fact that you're saying
Exactly.
where you look at the like if K said 156, and when was Calvin Johnson inducted?
When I don't know.
I look it up
Yeah, Calvin won.
because see, Randy got in 2018. Uh,
T.O. got in because T.O.'s last season was 2010. So T.O. got in. Let me see. When did he get in? T.O. got in 2018.
also, he went in with Randy. They went in the same time.
Same time because they basically. So he got in with
And
Randy.
Randy, when did what's the name going? I have to pull it up.
Who?
Calvin Johnson.
Oh, let me see. Calvin Johnson went in. So yeah, I mean, there it is, bro. He went in at. Damn, Calvin Johnson's still young. You know that can't be right. Calvin Johnson's only 36 years old, bro.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
stopped. You gotta remember, like honestly, you gotta remember, Calvin Johnson left. He stopped his career early.
I know 9 years, but I'm just saying. Let me see. He went in
20. Oh, he just went
21.
in last
He
year.
just went in
Last year.
last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So they went in 3 years before him.
Yeah.
You know why I did not realize that that Calvin Johnson that the Detroit Lions have 21 Hall of Famers.
I can believe that.
Hmm.
I can
So
believe that.
so that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? So
It is, bro.
it's still out. It's still out. Judy, I mean, we're probably gonna have that. Stafford, like I said, do you think that another Super Bowl solidifies him as a Hall of Famer for Stafford? Just getting there, as I think as we talked about the other day, just
We
getting
talked
there.
about this. Yeah, we talked about this the other day. Yeah, I think he needs at least an MVP in another run.
Hmm. A
Calvin
run,
pulled a
an
Barry
MVP in
Sanders
another run will help him out.
on his body. Yeah, that's what I think. I totally agree with you, Applewhite. Calvin pulled a Barry Sanders because Detroit was just destroying his body. Absolutely. This dude is 36 years old right now, Calvin Johnson, and pretty much can still live his life like he really didn't play a lot. 9 seasons. 9 seasons. He's a first time Hall of Fame.
You talking about Stafford?
Bro.
First ballot, I don't know,
Bro, you
Wayne.
saying a lot, bro.
First ballot, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I just don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. It depends on when he how he finishes off, bro.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So right now, I think he's a
Right
Hall
now
of
he's still
Famer,
playing.
just not a first
Yeah,
ballot Hall
right
of
now
Famer.
he's still playing. Right now he's still playing. I mean,
Because you got to think to be a
bro,
first ballot Hall of Famer, you got to look at all the people in the. Whew, that's a lot. Like to be a first ballot,
bro.
that you to be a first ballot, you push everyone to the rear basically
Right.
when you're eligible, which is 5 years after your last playing year.
Yeah, you mean, bruh.
But like Richard Sherman said, Applewhite, like you talking about a player who he's not been in the MVP race, or he doesn't have an MVP. He doesn't have, he's been an All Pro one time. He has no All Pros, no MVP so that wins, one Pro Bowl. Only thing he has is a Super Bowl ring and for almost 50,000 yards rushing, passing in 14 years, in 14 seasons.
Yeah,
Like those,
he's like 5 yards away from 50,000 yards.
yeah, so it's like at this point that's kind of hard. It's a little presumptuous to say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has some more work to do when you put him up against first ballot Hall of Famers like Aaron Rodgers, of course Tom
Tom
Brady, we know
Brady.
because he's his GOAT.
He's gonna
But
definitely.
Aaron Rodgers, like, because if he wins another Super Bowl, basically he's eclipsed Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers only has one, correct?
Won
He
what?
has one Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl? Yeah, but he's got multiple
but he's
MVPs.
got but he's got 4 MVPs.
Yeah,
So you
he
know what I'm
got
saying.
multiple
So it's
MVPs.
like it becomes like we said. Is it the accolades, the individual
Mhm.
accolades that get you into the league, or
Mhm.
is it saying your Super Bowl wins, or you making your team? Is it stats, or is it like you said when just like the promotions that Bishop talked about yesterday? What is the committee looking for? Or
Yeah.
was it so? Is it off the same stuff consistently, or is it every year which is where they put one thing higher than the other?
So
I don't know.
if you look at Matthew Stafford, man, for the past since 2014, he's been over 60% completion percentage, 60% over 60%. And with this year, with the Rams being the highest percentage he's ever had in his career, of 67.2. Um, so, but also in his career, outside of the year in which he got hurt with Detroit back in 2010, he's had double digits interceptions, except for the second, except for 2010 when he his second season with the Lions, and then in 2019 he only had 5 interceptions. All the other seasons he had multiple interceptions. He has a total of 323 touchdowns, 161 interceptions. Edelman does not have the stage, but Stafford does. Different standards for different players is wearing me out. Aaron knows Stafford should be judged on the same scale. Who said they're not being judged on the same scale? AP. That's the thing. They are being judged on the same
Yeah,
scale
because
for
you
the
gotta
simple
look at
fact
it
that
like
Aaron, like Trey said, Aaron has multiple MVPs and Matthew has none. Yeah, they both of them have a Super Bowl ring, but what boosts Aaron is the fact he has multiple MVPs, and this
he's
year
one
he won it
he's
again, which was
one
a back to
MVP
back. Yeah,
one MVP short of the record, which is that in Peyton Manning.
right. So they are being judged on the same scale. I mean, let's hold on. I'm finna do you something. So he's 5,000 or 5 yards away from 50,000,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, now I'm finna pull up. I'm finna
Aaron,
pull up Aaron Rodgers real
who
quick.
basically he's being judged with.
Bam, yep. Let's see. Okay, so we got Aaron Rodgers. He came in the league in 2005. Ooh, 2020. Okay, 2005. All his years been with
Green
now
Bay.
this is Green Bay. Aaron's total yards is 55,360. He has 449 touchdowns. But the kicker is the kicker. He has only 93 touchdowns. I mean 93 interceptions compared to Stafford's 161. He only
Some
Aaron
101
Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, and he came in the league. Aaron Rodgers came in the league in 2005.
but they can
His
play till 2000 what for
eight,
2008,
eight,
3 years.
yeah. So eight. So we'll say 2008 because he really didn't do nothing. In 2007 he threw for 218 yards, but yeah, he didn't play until 2008. In 2008 he had 13 interceptions. In 2010 he had 11. Since then he has not had a double digit interceptions at all. He had 2 double-digit interception seasons. That was in the beginning of his career, and he hasn't had any since. This season alone, he was 37. He threw 37 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Last year, he threw 48 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Brother, there's no comparison. There's no comparison, bro. There's no comparison. All seasons, we just talked about Matthew Stafford, right? Every season, outside of the first 3 seasons, of course, because he didn't play. Um, Aaron Rodgers has been over 60% as well. He's pretty much been over 65%. Matthew Stafford wasn't over 65% like that. He has Aaron Rodgers has a couple of 62%. He has a 70, and last year he was 70% completion rating. Last year alone. The numbers don't lie, bro. The numbers don't lie. 93 interceptions to 449 touchdowns. Come on, bro. Matthew had 161. You do the math. Aaron Rodgers got almost 100 more touchdowns than him. Just saying. The numbers don't lie.
I get what you're saying, Applewhite, but it's yeah. I mean,
Oh my God. Come on, AP. You're reaching, bro. Oh my God. You're
and
reaching.
so to that comment, this is what I say to that. I can get where he's coming with that, like like Stafford did what he did
Mhm,
with worse teams. I understand that, but do
mhm,
we? So if we're giving that some a platform,
mhm.
do we need to also bring up the fact that during those seasons, 9 of those seasons was with Calvin Johnson, who was a Hall of Famer himself?
Facts. Because after Calvin,
Yeah, so now it's like after Calvin is like, what did he do? Which we know
nothing.
he still put numbers up, but
Numbers
it
up.
wasn't like
Yeah.
pop. It wasn't eye popping or anything like that. So that's what I mean.
He
It
gets
seems like
credit for that. He gets credit for that, that he still was able to put up numbers straight. I totally get where you're going. He gets credit for that. But however, comma, he still never took him to a playoff. He
yeah,
never moved to a Super Bowl
he went to
after
three
Calvin.
playoff. He went to three playoffs. He lost in the first round every one.
Well, that's what. Oh, well, I know he made. I'm saying, but never got past the playoffs. Never went to a Super Bowl. In other words, never. Got into the conference championship.
Yeah, he was first. He was exit the first round all 3 years.
All 3 years, right? He never got past the first round. So, like, come on, bro. Oh my God, Cowboys fans, be killing Anthony. You and me both, bro. Them Cowboy fans, bro. You and me both,
Applewhite,
bro.
get him off you, man. Get him
No
off you, bro.
supporting cast like Rogers. What? Rogers had Adams, but he didn't have Adams all these years, bro. He ain't had all Adams all this time. And Calvin Johnson was Matthew's support while Calvin played.
Get him off you, White Applewhite. Get him off you,
This
man.
dude here.
Get him off you, bruh. Tell him to fall back.
All right. No,
So of course,
Anthony Price, right? Anthony Price said it right. And these Cowboy fans, boy.
so additionally, legal. So there's
Mhm.
some situations that's going on with the legal aspects. So first we'll talk about we'll start off with the Cowboys as
Oh
we
Lord,
since we have Applewhite on
Applewhite.
there. So Applewhite, you're on here. Please feel free to defend your team. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys are facing some legal issues as their former. I think he was the president of basketball of operations. Uh, it has come to light that the Dallas Cowboys paid four cheerleaders a total of $2.4 million after former senior vice president of public relations and communications Richard Dariumph allegedly recorded them while they were undressing in
Oh,
2015. Each of the cheerleaders received $399,000, roughly a little over that, according to the report of ESPN. With the rest of the money being paid to their legal teams. The women said they caught Richard trying to secretly record them using an iPhone after sneaking into their locker room using a security key card. A fan also accused Richard who retired from the organization in February, of taking lewd photos. I would own the Cowboys. Of taking lewd photos uh, of Charlotte Jones Anderson, the daughter of the team owner Jerry Jones.
oh,
He has denied all allegations in a statement, saying that people who know me, co-workers and media colleagues, know who I am and what I'm about. I understand the very serious nature of these claims and do not take them lightly. The accusations are, however, false.
mm.
But Apple, I say, if they're guilty, you have no mercy on him. And he was wrong, and wrong is wrong, no matter what. If the Cowboys or any team, all right, I got you, Sauce. Bishop, what do you say to Keon's statement? Is that
Oh
the
yeah,
energy?
yeah, oh yeah. I'm totally with Keon. Absolutely, bro. Let me get that. Let me get the key. Jerry, give me the key. Yeah, let me get that key, bro.
a box or something. You gonna have
Hey,
to. Yeah, we gonna
hey,
keep.
I bought some boxes out there for you to clean out your office. Let me get it. Don't worry about it. Hey, make sure you
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about
300,000
this.
isn't enough. Absolutely,
Let's talk about
I agree
this.
with you, bro.
So Keon states that 300,000. Well, totally 399,900. I mean, $560 is what each a
Each
cheerleader was
lady got
paying.
each. How many was it? Did it say how many
Four,
it was? How
four of them.
many?
Four.
Four. Oh,
So they
okay.
paid them. They paid each one of them 399,000 plus,
Equaling
and
out
then
almost a little over a million.
yeah, so they put out they forked out almost 2.5 million. Well, total
Yeah.
because they paid 399 50 five hundred
Plus
and sixty
plus
dollars to plus their legal teams.
legal fees. Yeah.
Yeah, so it ended up totaling $2 million total at the end of it.
Key said a box don't bring
Bringing
no
no
revenue.
revenue.
Run me a percentage of the ownership. I know that's
Yeah,
right. I'm
that's
with
why
you.
Well, actually, that's what I mean by the
I want
box key.
longevity.
Like
I want longevity money. I want
I pulled up
longevity money. Yeah.
when I walk through. This is what my box is when I walk through as a owner, a partial owner.
Yeah. I'm with you. Don't hold the
Oh,
organization
hold up.
accountable for the pervert. He should be held accountable for his actions. Okay. I feel you, AP. I feel you. Don't hold the organization accountable. Well, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I
But
feel you on that.
that's a tactic. That's how you get into the organization's pockets. Like, hey,
Yeah,
y'all hired
it
him.
is. That's how
You hired him.
if you're smart, that's how you get that's how you build generational wealth. I'm
No
just
different
saying.
from organizations. Like, saying
Yeah.
we ourselves as an organization had, saying
Yeah.
some decisions which we had to make. And when you comes down to that type of stuff, like, hey, guys, you have people that are a part of you and their actions can, saying
He need a few years time out too. She on one today.
she,
She on one today, boy. They better add a couple more zeros at the end. Bro, like 300,000,
so
man.
I don't know if I really want to step into this. So let's take a
Uh-oh.
look, right? So think about it, right? So pictures,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna step in that. Okay, I'm not gonna step in that. I'm not gonna step in that.
You're not gonna get in it? How you gonna
No,
bring
no,
it up and not get in it,
no, no,
dog?
no. Because what I'm saying it's just a matter of when you think about some things like
She said
oh,
that was
she
insulting.
Kia,
Yeah.
she
She
going on.
going in.
Like, yeah,
She going
I
in, bro.
wish she could have her on right now so she could state her case. Like, saying
Yeah,
let's talk
yeah.
about this,
Like
Keon.
the number is insulting for your. I mean,
For real,
well,
for
we
real.
we know what's old girl name who's the sideline reporter.
Which one?
What's it? Andrews, Aaron Andrews, ain't it? What's her name? Aaron Andrews. What's it?
Keon is stupid.
Bro, my picture worth millions. Kia is on one. Oh, Aaron Andrews. I think that's her name. Aaron Andrews.
Oh, the one
Remember?
who got caught when the peephole incident.
Yeah, she got you heard how much she got.
What she got? What she got?
What was her total? Let me give y'all her total settlement, bro. She got mad. It wasn't no 300,000. Know that. And I'm so it was damn sure wasn't no 300,000. Like it wasn't. Oh no, her name is spelled Erin. Andrews.
Applewhite
Bro.
Applewhite says is the numbers aren't insulting if it really happened. Yeah, she got a few million.
Yeah, a few. Yeah, she got her lawsuit, bro. She got mad money. Uh, uh. Oh wait, they don't even have it up. Yeah, she got some. Yep, she collect 55 million. 55 million.
Alice says you can make more on OnlyFans.
In March, a Nashville jury awarded her 55 million and put 51% of the fault on the stalker, Michael Burnett, and 49% on the hotel.
And see, again, the hotel got caught up in that.
55 million, bro.
This is your employee.
That was in 2016 when that
So
happened.
again, the hotel got caught up in it because of the
Yep.
employee. This is your man. You hired him.
Yeah, so in other words, basically, so let me take that back. So it says in March of 2016, a Nashville jury awarded Aaron Andrews 55 million and put 51% on the fault of the stalker, Michael Barrett, and 49% on the hotel. But Andrews is unlikely to receive anything close to 28 million from Barrett, who served 2.5 years in jail for the video. So out of that 28 million in which Barrett was supposed to give, you take that away from that 55. So she didn't get 50. She got most of her money from the hotel. So the
Yeah,
hotel paid out most
yeah,
of it. So they
and fired him. I'm sure.
so she probably got about 23 million actually. 20, yeah, somewhere around there, 23 to 26, something like that. She got 20 million. And these women getting 300 some thousand. You got
Yeah,
more exactly. Exactly, Key. That's Keon, that's exactly what I said. She got more than 300,000. Exactly. Well more than 300,000. 20 something million. And it was a peephole thing.
through a keyhole back in the day.
Keyhole. Yeah, that's what a keyhole. So it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. And she's still
Additionally,
calling on the sideline.
yeah, still making her money,
Yeah.
getting them ESPN them checks, those
Mm-hmm.
the sports commentating checks.
Yeah.
So additionally, another situation which we have where we talking about law or basic situations going on is the Kansas City Chiefs cornerback Chris Lamons is also being sought after in the charges for the Camaro assaults, which is basically stated that they didn't say what exactly why is he being sought after. I'm not sure if he was there or if he was a part of it, but of course we know Alvin Kamara got arrested that Sunday after the Pro Bowl, as well as his associates Darren Young and Percy Harris that also were arrested and released on bail. Each individual is potentially looking at a max of 5 years for the assault, in which the police counted that Alvin Kamara struck Mr. Green 8 times before any others of his associates started to stomp him out. Basically, they stomped him. But what Alvin Kamara attests to is that they can hit him until he saw his associates hit him because he thought he was attacking his group at the end of it. So it still remains to be seen. But of course, uh, I think isn't Keon? Aren't you out there in that area? Oh, you was in Vegas when that happened. See, so Alvin
Yeah.
Kamara, bro, it's not looking it's not looking good.
Yeah,
Like in this
his
case,
career might be over too.
yeah. Well, probably because if you possibly
Yeah.
5 years, bro. Like if I don't think
Well,
you can even get 5 years. I think he
you
might
might
get
no,
one.
no. Well, no, he probably won't do any. He might do one if that, but I'm sure he's probably got a legal team that's good enough to get him off on probation.
So this is what Keon says she has a problem with.
The issue I had was that they left him.
They let him play
They
because
let him.
they knew it was him. They knew it was him before the game. They already knew.
Before
So
the All-Star game.
yeah, he said so
Oh,
basically,
then
like
they
she
arrested
said,
him.
then they arrested him. So yeah, she said it happened on Friday, and then they knew it was him, and they let him play in the All Star game on Sunday. I mean, they let him play in the All Star game, and then arrested him after the game.
So yeah, that's crazy. See, this is the thing though, Key. This is like
Kamara's going to. I think he's going to jail, bro. I think he's gonna do some
Money
time.
talks. Kamara may do public service.
I think he's doing
So
time.
so it
We
all
talk about
depends,
they
right?
talk about Las Vegas, man. Their
Yeah, and
stuff
they
is
don't
different.
play. They don't play. They don't play at all. The thing is, I'm sure old boy is probably gonna press charges, and have his legal or have his medical bills paid, depending on what how bad it was, and from what I hear, it was pretty bad. Um,
Sensibly, he should take care. It should be criminal taken care of first, and then civil.
right. Look at her pictures. Who is
I think
her?
it's his. She
His
recorrected.
pictures. His. Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
he broke his. They fractured his orbital
Orbital.
socket.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
orbital socket, right? Yeah. So they definitely gonna have to. He's definitely gonna have to pay for his medical bills without question. If he put hands on you, what is your price to settle out of court?
I was about
Ooh,
to ask you that same
good
question.
question, Zach.
Thank you for beating me to the punch, Zach.
That guy will
I
get a
could
settlement.
I
Kamara
could
will
sworn
get
it was
his.
our show.
his. Yeah, appreciate you, Zach. Yeah, man, and you done fractured my orbital bone, bro. Oh yeah, I'm looking at millions, bro. I'm looking at millions. You gotta, yeah, you gotta pay, bro. Yeah, for me, yeah, you can fracture my
More
orbital
more
bone.
than more than 300,000.
Oh, no, way more. Oh, way more. Oh, way more, bro. I'm digging deep, deep in your pockets, bro. I'm
After,
digging deep.
after you finish
You gonna have to pay. You gonna have to
Tia
play for
Cooper.
another 10, 15 years, bro, to get the money back. Then I'm trying to get out your pocket. You gonna have to pay
Oh
for
my
the.
god.
Oh, bro, you gonna have to pay for another 10, 15 years, bro, before you. Yeah, you gonna have to pull an Adrian Peterson and keep playing. Which Adrian is look like he gonna have to do the exact same thing because he's in trouble too.
Keon said orbital socket. That's at least worth 10 million.
I can't see. Fact. I'm so with you. I'm so with you, Keon. Man, at least here that guy will not work another day. Absolutely not. Work. What? Work. Now, mind you, right? So with that being said, right, I'm glad you say that. And Keon and everybody else that's saying that Zach, do you think, and I'm not saying this is the case in this situation, but do you
Oh
think
yeah, yeah. I thought about it. So I take your answer if I think what you about to ask because
go ahead.
saying you're a co-host. But saying but so go ahead with what you was about to say. I think I know what you about to ask.
Do you think some people target
Mm-hmm.
athletes,
Mm-hmm.
entertainers, and all of them in an opportunity to come up?
I was wondering, was this one of them situations? But per his what he said happened in his case, I don't think so. But just like
Right. Which are you saying this is the
yeah,
case in
just
this
like
one?
he said, yes, I believe if it's opportunity, yeah, probably so. But I
Yeah.
don't. But
See.
but I also sit and think to myself, like, let's say he did, for instance, Daryl Green. Let's say he did this, for instance. Was that worth? Was it worth it? Like, does that become worth it? Like orbital bone, like fractures, like the
Well, see, this is the thing, like, right? So I figured, like, and again, let me be on record to say that I don't feel like that's what this guy
yeah.
did. I don't think he
I
did
don't
it.
think so
I
either.
don't think it was a plan like that.
However,
But however, for those that may be doing it for that purpose, they don't know what to expect.
mhm,
As long as they can get any type of assault from that individual, it's a payment. You feel
mhm.
me? Because it's a high profile person. Excuse me. So yeah, you would hope that it would be nothing serious. But once again, long as you made any type of contact with him, it's an assault case. And once it's an assault case, you can get millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. But just like when we was in the military and those crazy drunk people wanted to test our gangster, man, I would be a punk and walk away because my money's more important. Facts.
Mhm.
Facts. But the thing is about that, Keon, is we all was young before too. And a lot of times we don't think as we think now. We don't think like we used to think back in the day. We smarter now. Back in the day, back in the day when we was young privates, specialists, or whatever, the young version of whatever branch of service you were in, bro. We was like, man, I ain't no punk. I don't care nothing about this uniform. You even heard Trey say a week or so ago about when he got into it with that captain or whatever. He like, bump this
Yeah,
rank.
yeah,
Bump this rank. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. At the end of the
You know
day,
what I'm saying? Like when it's all said and done, a lot
I
of people
said it. I
go
said
about
it
their
in a moment.
manhood.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
said
Go ahead,
it.
Trey.
I said it in a moment. But say, of course, I think I would have thought about it had they busted me or something like that. But
Right.
yeah, but true that, like you said, you think about it, you have to take I think it was bigger than that for me because there's been plenty of times in which I did like what Keon is talking about, where
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, you know what, I'm not going to even engage in this. You know what I'm saying? But then I think for me, as I went further in my career, I started realizing
Absolutely, Alvin.
people try you because you have a certain rank, or you know say. So I got in the
Right.
mindset like, oh no, this is what we're not going to do, and I'm gonna have to
Right.
show you like this isn't the situation. This isn't what you want at the end of the day. So
Absolutely.
Hence, like we was talking about that sergeant first class. Like had he didn't touch me, but had he moved that table or touched that table, I was
Right.
on him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like the mindset
It's
changed
the
over time.
moment.
Cause yeah.
Yes, it's the moment. And I totally understand. Like even before I became a soldier, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I'm sure this is for a lot of other people that were in the military. When we was in high school, right? And we seen soldiers and stuff, people like that out and about. We you know what? We kind of turned our nose up to them because we felt like they thought they were better than us because they was in uniform. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Everybody knew the old saying or the old adage that and there's nothing sexier than a man in uniform. Of course, so when guys used to come back back to our high school after going to basic training to the Marines, the Army, and everything, they come
They
through
got all
walking
the
through the
ladies.
hallway with they dress blues on or dress whatever, and girls going crazy, running up to them and stuff. Yeah, the dudes was like, man, he ain't nothing. He put his pants on the same way I put mine on, one
You
leg at
know,
a time.
you know
You know
what's
what I'm saying?
it's kind of like
It's
a
crazy, but we go,
it's,
and then that's what finds you trying them. That's what finds you trying him. I show you he ain't nothing. Just because he went to basic, I bet I beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you in an altercation with him. You know what I'm
bruh.
saying? But you got to be smarter than that.
So just off topic a little bit. When you said that about walking back home and stuff like that, so when I when I went back home, this speaks to like well, I'm going to plug every chance I get. Represent the CPT, Compton, California, Hub City Stand Up. So this is what this gives you a ideal or look into some mentalities of people.
Exactly, Alvin.
So what happened, brother, is like when I came back, and let me know, Bishop, for you as well. When I came back from basic training at AIT, I went
Don't be
home
that dude, Trey.
for that
Don't be
little
that
time.
dude, Trey.
No,
Don't be
no,
that
no.
dude, Trey.
Listen,
He's that dude, y'all.
no,
He's
no, no,
that
no, no,
dude,
no. So
y'all.
what happened?
Go ahead.
What happened was I didn't go to the school, like, but I,
Look at
but
Cap.
I
You
didn't
said
go to the
confidence
school.
explains everything.
So I didn't. So I didn't go to the school. I didn't go to the school, but I was walking around the hood at like 9 o'clock at
Oh
night
my
with
God.
my class, because we know at that time in '94 you flew back and you was
Right.
in your dress uniform.
Right.
So I was in the dress uniform and I flew back home. I walk around with the pile cap and everything on through the
Oh
hood.
my
I
God.
had the gloves on and everything, like the leather gloves and everything. Walked through the hood, belling through the hood with that uniform on. But what happened is a couple of days later, I wasn't in uniform. I was just in regular clothes. Actually, I just came from Korea, so I had the Junior Seau jersey, and
Oh,
so
he showed out. He done went home and showed the hell out,
so.
yo.
But this is what happened, bro. I walked up on somebody I knew that was in high school who had graduated a couple of years after that. And so of course I haven't been seen in a while because I've been in basic training. Do you
Right.
know when she saw me, she was like, oh dang. She's like, you done got a little swole. What, you was locked up?
He said, "Oh, you was locked up." Oh
I
my
was like,
God,
why I
yo.
had to be locked up? Why couldn't I have been to the base? I was like, nah, I was like, I joined the army. I was in basic training. I was like, oh my goodness. But that made me think about what you said, walking around, because it brought back that memory of me walking through the neighborhood with my uniform on, dress with my class A uniform on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
and
man.
that's just yeah. She said, "I'm crying." Yeah, man. Trey was that dude, man. He didn't
I
go to
was
the
not
school,
that
but he
dude,
was
man.
that dude in the neighborhood walking around in uniform, showing off and shit. Yeah, that was Trey. Got him
Oh
coach.
my God.
Yeah, you got that Veal jersey. Oh yeah, you got that.
So
You
Deshaun
already know.
TDC.
Yeah, you
Junior
already know,
Seau,
bro.
the blue one with Junior Seau.
Yeah,
I
I
was
remember
like,
that one. I know exactly what the baby blue one, the baby blue
yeah.
one. Yeah, the sky blue. Yeah, I remember that one.
Uh,
But yeah, man, that was just and I truly believe that these patrons out here, these individuals, they come out, they look for targets to try and find a come up. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's no different than anything else. When it comes down to, if you see an opportunity for a way, it's a hustle.
mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's a hustle. I think it's some people that's out there that's
That's
targeting
just
people for that matter.
specifically whole
Just
rings like,
specifically for
hey,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, such and such
all
is coming
star
to
game
town.
going on. They sit up
Yep.
and setting up shop right now.
Oh, I'm going to this. A lot of the players gonna go to this spot. Hey man, let's go over here, man. Maybe we can, get hunting a payday. Understand? Absolutely, hunting a payday. That's exactly what it is, and it's an easy way to come up. It's an easy way. Well, I won't say it's an easy way because you could pay a ultimate price and fracture
You
your
lose your
orbital
life,
bone
yeah,
or like that, and you lose your life on some
and
stupidness.
don't get to see the money that you thought you was gonna
That
spend.
part, because oh boy, we don't know what he gonna end up with his fracture. He might not get his eyesight back. We don't know. You know, people think military means money. Meanwhile, we be struggling until we make him. Absolutely, Keon. They don't. You absolutely right. When you come back, you go back to your hood. They hear you went to the military. That's the first thing. Oh man, 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 I've been hard on. I felt on hard times, bro. And we go way back, bro, since kindergarten, bro. I really could, use a couple of dollars. Now they don't. When they say a couple of dollars, they ain't talking about literally a couple of dollars. They talk about a couple of hundred. You know what I'm saying? Can I, borrow some? Like, what make you think just because I went to the military that I got money like that? What's her name even said it? Females out here getting pregnant knowing that they can pull out is weak. No protection next to you. Bam, child support.
Child support.
Wow.
So a hustle. It's a many. I'm very sure there's many different aspects of the hustle. Uh, everyone in the military sounded off.
My family stay in my pocket. I'd be like, I was E4, bro. Like, bro, let me hold something. Yeah, let me hold a little something. Always, man. Always, man. Always, man. And that's just how people are, man. They always trying to find a come up, man. They trying to find a come up. I know what this is about right here. I know what Keon talking about right here, sir. Stop it. I know, but it's a come up, and people trying to get their hustle on, and they trying to find a way to make millions of dollars without really doing anything, and that's the way to do it. Again, I will say, I'm not saying that's what happened with the Alvin Kamara case and that gentleman who got his
It just brings up
bone.
a conversation.
Yeah, that's what it is what it is.
So
It is what it
NBA,
is.
as I know, as some of them everyone's waiting on. Of course, I'm waiting
Right.
on as well. But before we get to that, happy birthday to that man, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, as he has turned 59 today. Bishop,
What?
uh, what has been your most memorable or iconic Michael Jordan moment? Look at
His
Keon. Here we
career,
go.
bro.
His
His
career,
career,
his career in
bro. That's
general.
his career in general, bro. I am so happy that was my era to be able to witness. Witness greatness. I was about to say I feel sorry for the millennials and all of them, but I won't say that because y'all did have Kobe, y'all did, but I still feel Kobe was kind of still on the back end of my
Yeah,
era,
of our era.
kind of
Yeah,
like on the back end of my era. But yeah, for those after y'all had a part. Y'all had a lot of bit of Kobe. I've been waiting for the NBA. Absolutely, Keon. Here we go. Y'all had Kobe, but then now y'all have LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the Kyries, y'all got the KDs. But to be able to witness a guy like Michael Jordan play that game, bro, it's something that it's like no other, man. Because he wasn't like a LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like a KD. He wasn't a big stat. No, Michael Jordan was only 6'6". And back then, 6'6" was it was considered very tall in a way compared to today's generation. I don't know what the average height now in today's generation. I know it's probably a great deal higher than it was when we was coming up. But yeah, Michael Jordan was 6'6", and the things he was doing, man, he was playing like he was 7 feet, bro. Like to witness that was, like Keon said, was amazing, man. To see that man play the game at a level in which he played that no one could do anything with. Again, when it's all said and done, when a team creates rules for a player, says a great deal about that player, bro. The Jordan rules, when you've created, you have never heard anyone say Kobe rules, nothing taken away from Kobe, man. Made Kobe rest in peace. The Black Mamba, one of the best to ever do it. But you never heard no one say the Kobe rules, the Magic rules, the LeBron James rules. You've never heard anyone say that. Not saying there ain't nothing like that. If people don't have rules out there for certain players like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure everybody has a game plan, a defensive game plan for players who are dominating the sport. But when it came out that they had Jordan rules, bro. I don't even know what to tell you, bro. Jordan rules. man, the man just he was a freak of nature. When God created Michael Jordan, man, he broke the mold. It was it. He was like, I'm gonna make this dude right here, and this dude is gonna be he's going to be the greatest of all time.
So for me, it was a situation put the position in which it wasn't like me like I have a memorable moment, but it wasn't necessarily memorable for all the people. So for me, is when he hit that funky layup against the Lakers in during that
Oh,
championship.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the but basically the one that coined the like Mike and Gatorade commission. I can believe that he is me, like all that type of stuff. The like Mike commercial. It was that moment that I see. So whenever I think Michael Jordan, I think that layup and how
Yeah,
he
that
said,
is a yeah, that is a trademark or not a trademark, but that is definitely a layup that's for the ages that they really like to go back and reflect back on when it comes to Mike. They show that layup anytime they talk about Mike, that layup is always going to be in the video every
yeah.
time.
So it's I have to forever live with seeing that while I
It will,
watch
yeah,
NBA
being that it
games.
was
So
on the Lakers, yeah,
yeah,
being
so
that it was on the
that
Lakers
would makes it yeah. So that makes it in the championship. That
in the
stop us.
championship, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Magic,
yeah.
AC Green,
All of them, all of
Robert
them. Funny, but
Ory,
my Michael Jordan moment was the
Sam
Michael
Perkins.
Jackson video. Oh, the Michael Jackson video. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was like Michael Jackson. Oh, when Michael Jackson jumped all on his back and everything. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they was
Yeah.
playing
No, that was good though. That was good. A lot of people gonna say the Michael Jordan and the
Bulls versus Celtics games.
yeah, yeah, definitely that. A lot of
But
people
you
gonna say
say,
the Michael
yeah.
Jackson and Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird off the
Oh, the
backboard.
McDonald's commercial.
Yeah, off the backboard,
Nothing but net.
nothing but net and all of that. A lot of people gonna say that too because I mean, a lot of people remember that commercial. These young cats, if you're under 30, you probably don't know it. You don't remember. You probably don't know it at all.
I'm sure
Um,
you can go YouTube
yeah, you
it.
can. You definitely can YouTube it. It's on YouTube for sure. But yeah, man, his work ethic, like Keon and Alvin is saying, man, his work ethic was crazy, man. Was crazy. Like he was like remember how Jerry Rice work ethic was running them hills and stuff like that. That's how
Yeah,
Mike was, man. He lived in the gym, man. Stayed in the gym, worked perfecting his game because everybody knew Michael Jordan when he came out from North Carolina. He didn't have a shot. He didn't have a shot. He was a somewhat like a Ben Simmons, but not definitely not as tall as Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is 6'9", compared to Michael Jordan 6'6", but he just attacked the basket so aggressively, bro, that it was ridiculous. And then that's why a lot of people had a lot to say about Mike. They was like, oh yeah, if he driving, you can't stop him. What you got to do with Mike, you just got to force him to shoot. But then Mike figured that out, and Mike was like,
yeah.
look, man, I'm gonna work on my game and learn how to develop a shot. And he developed that thing, and he had an all-around game, bro. All-around game. Defensively, offensively, like the dude was what it was, man. Mad shouts out to Michael Jordan for his 59th birthday, man. One of the greatest to ever do it, man. Well deserved. Hall of Famer, well deserved GOAT for sure. A lot of people argue that LeBron has surpassed him. I disagree, but it is what it is.
So let's see. What was Alvin saying? Just see the game evolve, training regimens change, improve your game is more scientific than physical. I've always, you know what,
Mm.
like I for about 3 or 4 years I owned the minor league basketball team, and that was like one of the main things I always talked about is like everyone could score the ball. You can put the ball in the hole for the most part. Anyone with any who can get the ball and can see that if I hit this square, my chances of making the shot are considerably high in favor. But it's the mental in which most people don't have. It's that mental aspect. So Alvin, I agree. Like the physical versus the mental is where it's at. So again, as we talk about physical versus mental, Bishop, do you know that Zion Williamson is due to have another surgery?
I heard about it yesterday.
So I'm very sure there's a lot of mental, physical aspect going on in that position when you look at like, am I a bust? I ate all these beignets. I don't know. We're gonna say whatever, like gaining that weight.
Right. They was already
Gaining,
talking about that. Well, didn't
yeah.
they move him out to what's oh well, he's back there now. Yeah.
He was in Portland.
All right.
Look at Cal.
Yeah,
Here we
I'm
go.
sick of him. Keon, you know what? You ain't the only one, man. I think a lot of people are sick of Zion, bro.
Wow.
Is he
I
a
thought
bust or
he was
no?
saying he's a bust. I will give
That's a
him the
good
bust
question, man.
tag
That's
yet.
I don't
Me
know. We
personally, I
can't
won't
really
give. Yeah,
say. Can we
yeah.
say?
He
Can we
hasn't
give him?
played.
Yeah. We can't
What
give.
we
We
do
can't
know
put
is
time.
it is what he what we do know is it is what we thought it was, and I believe Bishop as well thought that John Morant was more of was the should have been
Absolutely,
the clear number one pick at that time in which he came out.
absolutely.
But of course he got selected. But I can't, me personally, I can't necessarily say that he's a bust. I won't call him a bust yet. I think it's still some stuff to remain. Of course, some people are late bloomers and they end up come and they go on a tangent. He had a good first season. It wasn't rookie all star, rookie of the year level, but it was a good
Mhm.
season. Plus, he was injured. Now, say have a situation to where his weight, saying has a was a little overbearing, and now he has to figure out how to play or how to conduct himself as a professional. He was getting them. He came out looking like 50 after.
Ooh,
So he came out looking like 50 after it was all said and done, or rated
yeah.
underperformed. Yeah, that. But and that's why I know you say he'll be a bust. Percentage of
If
players
you look
making
at the
straight.
percentage of players that came straight out, a lot of them weren't worth the paper the deal was on with James now. I have no clue who that is, right? No, I don't. Late bloomer, come on. At least you could have watched what you eat.
Like and that's what I'm saying. I've been like, it's one of those situations like he probably didn't have the
Facts.
right people around him.
Right. Injuries. Reminds me of Odin. Josh Odin. I was thinking the same thing. Same thing. I was thinking the same thing because everybody had high hopes of Odin, and he came out and was a straight bust. Couldn't
But
stay
it's
healthy.
because of his injury. Yeah,
Right. He couldn't stay
yeah,
healthy.
the
Yeah.
knees, some
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
knees.
Yeah. He couldn't stay healthy, and he was total waste. Kobe and Brown were phenoms. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolute freaking lutely. They were straight phenoms. Um, but I mean, I don't know, man. I'm hoping for the best for uh
Williamson.
yeah, Zion. I'm hoping for the best for him, and hopefully he, you know, the second surgery pans out for him. But this just means he's out for the rest of this season, and that means we don't know what his plans or what it's going to look like for him in next season. They get signed and have no development plan before going into training camp.
Yeah,
Right.
that bring, and like Keon just pointed out, that brings up something key now. Like everything, I look at everything. Something has to happen for the most part for some people to realize like we got to do something about this. So what this has brought to the forefront is certain people or certain players. You have to be proactive in what they're doing because they don't necessarily know. So you need to be proactive in that. The Pelicans weren't proactive in it or whatever case like that. I know a lot of times it's based on the family. The family doesn't isn't always the best or may feel like they have the best at heart for the player. As we know, like I know Zion Williamson's family was big in his corner and talked about how he doesn't need to be in New Orleans because they're not doing what they're supposed to. So this brings to the point: is this a ploy to get him out of New Orleans, or
Hmm.
saying like saying the conspiracies? I wish we could get Miller on, bro, but like the conspiracies when it comes down to it, like is this a ploy, or saying is this legit? Did the Pelicans fail, or how are failing currently, and what can they do to right the ship? And that's what it be. That's what I basically think it comes out to. He should have been hiding, waiting, taped.
Oh shoot.
Low bearing feet, the low bearing
Bad
feet,
feet is
just
bad
like
feet, and
people
without weight control, he will be a bust in his career.
like a military plantar fasciitis.
Mm-hmm. Flat feet and all of that good stuff. Yeah. I don't know, man. The I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm wishing for the best for Zion. I hope Zion. I hope everything works out for him, man, because I think he's a good player. And I think he has the potential to be one of the greats if he can hone his skills and like Keon said, have some development, develop a development program to help him stay healthy, stay focused on what he needs to focus on, and making him a better player. This extra surgery, man, is definitely a setback for him. I'm sure the Pelicans are not happy to hear that he has to have another surgery.
That puts
Um,
about additional
Additionally,
games
yeah, for definitely for the rest of this
for next
season.
year, and then
Yeah,
next season.
and a
Yeah,
part of next season too. So, yeah, we especially it's a foot, man. So you know you got to be fully recovered from that because you on your feet the entire time. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Did he have flat feet before he was signed? Just saying. I thought that was something you always have, so he should already have absolutely. And that's the thing. I think he came in with that. Of course, he did come in with that because he ain't been in the league long enough to get to.
to
I don't
warrant to
think.
fall. Yeah,
Yeah, to be able to do it to have that issue. I don't think so. I'm sure that the issue was.
them lower extremities.
Yeah, I'm sure that issue was already being addressed, and I'm sure the Pelicans felt as though they felt as though that they could probably fix it while he was there once he signed with them and can get him on the court sooner than later. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I came in the military with flat feet. I can't use that as an excuse to not do my job. We get it. Facts. And is he going to mentally recover?
Exactly that
That's
part.
key. That's key right there.
I think, and which
That's
I
key.
hope, and then again, that comes back to what Keon was just basically saying. Like now, this is the time for them to be fully engaged to get him everything in which he needs to help him get through this, because that could be a damning situation where you start to
Right.
hear, because you know the media is like vicious, and they're
They
not
are.
going to hold anything back when they start saying what they saying, asking into your bus, talking about him. The internet is undefeated. They're going to have all the memes. I'm very sure they're going to start putting him and having him coming out the ceiling like 50 Cent. Like it's all kind of stuff that's about to pop off.
150, 150, 150. Um, I, I feel like he was mentally ready, Keon. I think he was. I feel like he was mentally ready. Only he knows whether or not he was mentally ready. But I'm thinking he was. But then again, we don't know because obviously I feel like the reason why they had him out in where was it, Trey? Out in
Portland.
Portland is because maybe he wasn't um
He wasn't around the people that he
mentally
needed. Yeah,
right,
mentally.
right. So he hadn't
They had to
physically
take him out their environment.
his element out of that element because they
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
like he was in a bad element to try and recover from his surgery. So Keon said, I don't think so. He's soft. You
And I was
see,
about to
Clay,
say,
yeah,
and that
he broke down and doubted himself, but was able to recover because of his teammates and people around him. And that's huge.
again, environment and element, and this goes back to what we just talked about, where at the point, like we have Keon that's on here saying he's not ready, he's soft. What if the people that on that's on TV and could be seen across, saying the nation, across all channels, he starts hearing that, like what is he going to do? That's that mental fortitude, like we talk about in the
Right.
military. I'm not MCTs, the resilience, or MFTs, mental resilience trainers, MRTs, and
Right.
come into play, where we have to start looking at like, hey, what do we do to get him back on track? What do we do to get him to find his zen? Like, are the Pelicans doing this? I'm thinking they are. They should be. Or someone. Thank you. Yeah, me too, Alvin. I'm an MRT as well, or was it MRT? So that type of stuff, we have to have that. They have to have those conversations, and sometimes you got to remove the family, because the family might not understand this. And
Mm-hmm.
saying, or you have to have the buy-in, or you're saying, so it's always going to be opposing sides to what. I'm very sure there's opposing sides to it now when you talk about what is best for Zion Williamson as opposed to what is being done.
He was not mentally ready, dominant college, but wake up call in the NBA. The other players are just as good as he is on the NBA level. I mean, I think that was no question to him. I don't think he felt like, I hope he didn't feel as though he was going to come in the league and just be dominant like he was out in college. Because if you think that, you definitely are mental and you feel like you really don't have a grasp of what's really going on. But when he is healthy, he can jump out the gym. He high flyer and a big body. Facts. But that's the thing. Can we get back? Can he get back to that? Scrutiny is a
And
part of the game. You're getting paid millions to be under a microscope. Facts.
so in
Absolute
that,
facts.
even in that, so going back to what we was talking about, the the orbital socket, like at what point is it, like we talked about before, I asked Bishop, like, is there a
Keon, I see you.
price?
I see you.
He was
He was
humbled
humbled
and
and
broken.
broken down.
Oh, okay. I can buy that.
I can
People will
see
put
that.
them
And being young, that's huge. That's big because
again. Yeah,
it's so much scrutiny. Like they say, who
you
said that
need to
about
have
the
stuff
scrutiny?
in
Keon.
place.
It's
Yeah,
so much
Keon.
scrutiny on you. It's so much spotlight on you that like when it's a lot to take in, especially when you're young, 22, 21. It's so much to take in, and you may not be mentally ready for
Were
that
you? So
challenge.
I
You know what I'm
asked you
saying?
this:
Along with the challenge of trying to be an NBA player. Go ahead, Trey.
were you mentally ready when you came in the military and when you
No,
got in the army?
no, no, not even close, bro. Not even close, bro. When I was in basic,
What
bro,
about
I
your
was so
first
scared.
war? What about your
I
first war?
I was so scared when I came into basic, bro. Like I was like, what? Especially when they did the. Remember when you had to do the low crawl through the firing range when the ground,
When they showed over
bro?
your
I was
head.
like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why I'm here. I have no idea why I'm here. I do not know why I'm here. I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go
Oh
home.
my
But
god!
it's just like, man, I don't think you, so for him, for Zion, unlike
Mhm.
us in the military or armed forces, there's nothing preparing us to be going to the armed forces. Okay, now that was
I'm
dramatic. I thought
sorry.
I was gonna die. See, exactly, Keon. Exactly. That was very dramatic because you was like,
I
I
was
didn't sign up. This ain't what I signed up with.
I
These
was in
rounds
my
going over my head.
I was in
Lord,
my
what am I
element.
doing?
I was in my element.
Bruh.
So I was like, oh,
Bruh,
okay.
I was like, bruh, this is bruh. His feet are bad and cannot perform on a regular basis in the 82 game season, and that will not change. Well, I won't say that AP because I feel like with today's technology, they
Conditioning.
got a lot of things that can help you with a lot of stuff. But as I was saying in regards to the military, right? There's nothing to prepare us for the military outside of the people who've been in who can tell us about it. The difference for with players in the NBA and stuff like that, you're playing basketball. You're just playing at a college level. So when you go up to the NBA to the professionals, yeah, it's still basketball. It's just at a higher level of basketball. Bishop, man, you just triggered me. My bad, Keon. My bad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's just how I felt about it when I. So and Trey asked the question. You know what I'm saying? So um it's still a mental aspect in which you have to grasp and be able to understand that it's night and day. Yes, the same sport, but it's totally different, man. Yeah, you have some eyes on you in college because one of the best to play the game in college at the time in which you're playing, but they expect those same expectations in which you doing in college to transfer over into the NBA to the grown man play. And if it doesn't transfer over, there's a lot of scrutiny, there's a lot of whispering, there's a lot of question marks, and now everybody's like, ugh, he ain't what we thought he was. And now you're questioning your own ability as a player. Now you get in your own head. And not only that, now you're trying to get over a injury too. That's a lot. That's a lot. Because now now that affects you, and now and then not only that, then you worried about your contract because now you ain't playing. That means you can't get any incentives. That if there was any incentives on your contract, you can't get any because you're not playing at all. So now your money's getting cut short. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody told him to come to the big facts. Nobody forced him to go. True enough. But we know a lot of us, Keon, pretty much everybody that's a sports fanatic has been watching Zion since he was in high school. Everybody had tapes and videos. He was all over YouTube, all over Instagram, all over all social media of this kid, Zion Williams, playing ball at high school and just being a phenom in high school. And then it did transfer over from high school to college, playing mad, playing at a high level in college, was balling out. It just hasn't been able to transfer over to the NBA yet. And it's a lot of because he hasn't been able to play. I mean, don't get me wrong, his rookie season, he was balling. He was balling. He was doing some things. That left hand, bro. He a lefty. He was doing his thing. But now he's injured. And he's staying injured. And he can't get back on the court.
Mm-hmm. So it does say, hopefully, like we say, we get Zion back on the court. But who is on the court as we reach into these recaps, as we start to get closer and closer to that time?
Horrible trade.
The
What
recap,
happened last night?
was. Oh, hold up, let's go here first. The recap, like who was on the court. The goat. Goats do what goats. Goats gonna do what the goats gonna do. as Greg Popovich, head coach for the San Antonio Spurs, passes Lenny Wilkins for number 2 on the all-time wins list with 1,333 wins as a head coach. He's due to pass Don Nelson, who is the overall coaching win with 135 wins. So that basically means that San Antonio got the win last night with 7 players in double figures, as they were led by none other than Keldon Johnson. Oh, now I want to freeze up. Now it was led by no other than Keldon Johnson with 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. 18 points from Jacob Podell, 15 from Devin Vassell, and 17 points from Donnie Walker. The Thunder were led by Trey Mans, 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists, 22 points from Theo Maledon, 10 points from 17 points from Josh Giddey and Isaiah Roby, as the Thunder took the L. The Spurs improved to 23-36. Thunder dropped to 18-40. That sounds bad when you say it like that. Of course, the next closest active coach to Popovich is Doc Rivers with 1,026 wins. Bishop, do you think Doc has a possibility of catching him?
I don't know. He may. Depends on how much longer. A lot of people don't feel like Doc is the dude no more.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree. So of course, let's get to this. I see all the Laker hoopla and everything like that, in which you got in the comments. So what you say? That's how disappointment works.
Yeah.
So Los Angeles Lakers faced off against the Utah Jazz last night at home, as the Lakers were victorious 106.
It's crazy how he want to go to that game first. It's crazy how he want to go to that game
to first. 101, with the Lakers improving to 27-31, ended a 3-game skid in which they had the Jazz dropped to 36-22 in this game. Of course, what has happened is we have another ankle injury by Anthony Davis, aka AD Bishop. We all know how I feel, so I'm gonna let you defend your man's. What's up with your bro, man? Is he not conditioning? Do they not have
We need to work on them ankles? So we all know. Don't nobody act like AD is no big dude now. He got some old chicken legs now. He ain't no them legs. Them ankles is probably obviously them ankles is fragile. Is all get out. But I mean, it's an ankle injury. It's unfortunate. LeBron did come in. I did watch that game. LeBron came in and took over the game for them dudes.
Fourth quarter, dropped 14
Yeah, he came in and took over the game. Again, AD, I don't know. Now the question is, I don't know how long. They haven't said how bad the injury was, have they yet? I know he had to be helped off with assistance. So it must be pretty bad where he can't put any pressure on it. So 9 times out of 10, he's going to miss a few games. And of course, pretty much the All-Star weekend in regards to participating. So, yeah, man.
If I can stand at this desk right now, bro, I've been standing like it's time for him to go. Like I said that last year.
I still disagree with you, bro. I still feel like Russ is better to go than AD.
So but remember, the only reason I say it's time for him to go is because we can get value for him. That's why I'm saying it's time for him. Get the value while we can.
You get more value for him than we
can get for Russ. So that's why I say, like, it's not to say that. I mean, he helped us get another championship in this.
But look at this right here. Look at what Anthony's saying.
I don't think so. I think someone's willing to take him. Someone is willing to take him. I'm very sure. We took Russ. Someone's willing to take AD. Someone's willing to take AD. So Donovan Mitchell.
You don't want to play center. What?
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't. That's the problem. Like I said, get your ass, move. Get out the way. God dang, man.
I sound like him just sounded like Ludacris. Move. Yeah. Get out the way.
Get out the way. You damn 6'10" and you out here grabbing the ball with. Anyway, Donovan Mitchell, 37 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists in the losing effort. He had assistance from Bogdanovich with 15, 13 points from Jordan Clarkson. As Bishop stated, LeBron scored 14 points in the fourth quarter, finishing with 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. before AD went out, he had 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Just weak ankles. But I mean, Steph Curry had weak ankles when he first came in as well. He needed to call Steph and be like, "Hey, what you
Find
do
out
to
what he
get your
did.
situation?" Yeah,
But
Russell Westbrook. Yes,
so hold on. So one thing I don't know is did he roll it? Did he roll over was on somebody's foot, or did he just come down bad?
I think he came down bad.
Okay, I couldn't it because it happened when I started watching the game. It had already happened. I caught it at halftime, so it had already happened, or beginning of the third quarter, somewhere where I caught the game. Yeah, he definitely needs to do some ankle training to get them jokers right. Because yeah, I done rolled my ankles plenty times, bro.
Oh yeah,
Plenty times.
that burning feeling. Whew.
Oh, that it sucks. And the swelling, bro. It swells. That's one of the things that swells so quickly, bro. That rolling of the ankle, bro. That junk swells so quickly. But man, shouts out to the Lakers, man, because I didn't think they was gonna pull it off because the Jazz were up by what is it, 12 points in the fourth quarter. And AD and then LeBron and them just kind of like took over, man. And I gotta say, I saw a Russell sighting. I saw a Russell
Yeah,
sighting
he dropped
during that game.
17, 8,
Yeah,
and 6.
I saw a Russell sighting. I did.
But now let's hope we see a lot more of them because now they're without one of their big three. So this is
Yeah,
his
they gonna
opportunity to
need
make.
it.
Well, actually, they're not going to because it's after the All Star break. So you know, what I'm saying
Oh
tonight
yeah,
is
yeah,
it's
yeah.
only 5 games tonight as they get ready
Knee
for
and
the All
ankle
Star break.
rotate. You need to do knee and ankle rotations. Listen, I feel you, bro. He do. We just had. I mean, last night was just crazy, man. We just had a bunch of upsets, man. What was it? Trailblazers beating the Grizzlies, man. Come on, man. The Spurs beating the Thunder, which that could have went anyway. The Raptors beating the Timberwolves. Didn't see that coming. Come on, I didn't definitely see the Rockets almost upset the Suns. They almost upset the Suns, which was crazy. The Nuggets went on a last second shot to defeat the Warriors at home. So it was just a crazy night, man, of games. But I'm glad that the Lakers won with LeBron's flopping behind. He always flopping. I don't like LeBron, bro. That dude flopped so much, bro. That last little flop at the end of the game to try, he falling. Bro, you 6'9", almost 300 pounds, 245, 250 pounds, and you flopping on a guard. Stop it, bro, LeBron. Like, he ain't push your big ass down. Stop it. Get your big ass up off the ground, man. Smoke, Ezel, get up. Get up, Ezel. Get up.
So I'll give homage to y'all. The Nets 2 games in a row, bro.
Let's go. They
2
was
games
up
in a
by
row.
28 points. The Knicks was
28
up
points.
by
The Knicks
28
up
points at one
28
time.
points in Madison Square Garden as the Knicks
Bro.
went on a tangent. Shout out to the rookie sensation Cameron Cameron Thomas from LSU as he went on a 16-point tangent in the fourth quarter that helped to aid the Brooklyn Nets to overcome a 28-point deficit with them winning 111 to 106, improving to 31-27 as the New York Knicks fall to 25-34. The Knicks, of course, leading scorer was Randall with 31 points, 10 rebounds, but it just wasn't enough as that once it start rolling, there wasn't nothing they can do. How are you feeling about your new look Nets at the right before the break, Bishop?
Bro, I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving it. If we doing that right now, coming off of 20, oh, he did catch the back of Gobert's ankle though.
Okay.
He did catch it. He didn't land on it, but he caught the back of it that made him twist. Oh, that was a bad twist too. I just seen it. I ain't never get a chance to see it until now. That was a bad twist. But I'm liking it, Trey. In regards to your question in the Nets, man, I'm loving it, man. Once KD get back, ooh, and see that's why I don't like LeBron. Why you giving him high five daps to
Aaron Donald?
Yeah, come on. He tried to show out.
It's LA, Brett. Fam,
Man,
you gotta.
sit
It's,
down,
you know
man.
It's stars.
I'm
Ain't no telling who you run.
Your big ball, about to be bald head. Shave all the hair off your head.
Ain't no telling who you run to. You know what I'm saying? Out there. You know what I'm saying?
You about to be bald. Quit trying to say that hair. Let the hair go. Let the hair go. But yeah, I'm happy for my Nets, man. They play phenomenal, man. I can't wait till KD get back. There is talks that even the commissioner. Did you hear about the commissioner for the NBA? Stern is questioning about the rules in regards to COVID list and why Kyrie is not playing. They feel it's unjust. I didn't get all the I didn't get all the intake on what was being said. But look, he go here hugging Aaron Donald. Man, go sit down somewhere, bro. Okay, that's why I don't like LeBron. LeBum, like what you call was saying. Who was that? Somebody was calling
Steve.
LeBum. Yes, yeah, LeBum. But yeah. So they try to relook at that in regards to Kyrie and the case in regards to you not being able to play, not being able to play in home games. But yeah, I definitely like how the Nets look.
Of course, tonight's slate, which you have 5 games, as you said, you get ready for the All Star break this weekend. Y'all know it's going down tomorrow. The Heat will
Ooh.
take on the Hornets at home. The Wizards are facing the Nets as the Nets go for a third straight, as they with the new look Nets. Mavericks will travel to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. 76ers still without James Harden until after the break will be doing battle in Milwaukee with the Milwaukee Bucks. And lastly, the Houston Rockets will travel to LA to take on the Los Angeles Clippers in Crypto.com Arena. Bishop, 5 game slate. Who you got, bro?
Yeah, the game of the night is definitely the Twin Towers playing against each other, Sixers and Bucks, without question. That is the game of the night. Giannis versus Embiid. Hey man, it is what it is. That's gonna be the game of the night. I got the Heat over the Hornets, even though it's on the road. I think we still see Zach LaVine won't be back until the All-Star after the All-Star break, but he is. They just mentioned it. He will be playing in the All-Star game. So I'm still saying DeMar DeRozan is that dude. So I'm taking the Heat. I'm definitely going with my Brooklyn Nets. We playing at home, so that means we don't have Kyrie. However, though, Seth and them, they coming in, drumming in them, they coming in playing hardball, bro. Let's go to beat the Wizards. Maverick and Pelicans. I gotta go with Jokic.
Luka.
Uh Luca. I gotta go with Luca. He's the man. I gotta give it to the Dallas Mavericks, even though they're on the road to New Orleans. The Rockets, like I said, they made it a close game last night with the uh who the Rockets played they played Golden
Phoenix.
State. Phoenix. Yeah, they barely lost to Phoenix. But they're playing in LA. LA's on fire right now because of what's going on with everything with the Rams and stuff. So I'm gonna go with the Clippers in that one. And then for the game of the night, the Sixers and the Bucks. The Sixers, they got buddy boosted the other night by 40 by the Suns, and then the Bucks, they kind of up and down, but being that they going to play
Wait,
in
well, you said buddy boosted. That's
buddy boosted out there by the Suns, man. I'm going with Milwaukee and Giannis, the reigning champion, man, and MVP. I got to go with Giannis, so I'm taking in the Bucks. Fear the deer, baby. Fear the deer. Fear the
deer.
deer.
I rock with you on that one. I still think the 76ers are still lacking in the areas, especially with Harden not back yet. They gave up a lot already, as we spoke about before. So I would give you that. I'm rocking with the Bucks as well. Clippers, are we on the same sheet of music? Luca in New Orleans, I think he's going to continue to dominate for the last game before the All-Star break. The Heat, I will give you against getting the win on the road. And I think I'll continue with the Nets. They're looking pretty hot, even though Kuzma has been on a tangent.
He has.
Him and KCP represented last night with 29 and 28 apiece as they got the win last night. But I don't know. I think they run into a wall with the Nets. So I got the Heat, the Nets, the Mavericks, the Bucks, and the Clippers for tonight.
Okay, so we all the same then. We good. We
Yeah.
on the same sheet of music.
Watch you probably end up. It seems like every time I go with you that
That's
you
the
end up.
that's the day. Yeah, that's the day I do bad. The week I do bad.
So of course, saying as we get ready to close out, special shout out to the USA hockey team as they take the silver medal in losing to Canada in the gold medal round last night in the Winter Olympics for hockey. You would expect that's
Is
what
that
it
the men or the
came down to.
women?
The men. Was it
Okay.
the men? Or I think it was the men. Yeah, men. Yeah, it was the men. The
Okay.
men took the gold medal. Correction, silver medal, losing 3-2 in the hockey game in the Winter Olympics. So that's another show, bro. We got another one tomorrow. Of course, we'll have our man
Time flew by
Ron
today,
Lowe.
bro.
You know what, the when the topics be hidden, because definitely the Zion Williamson went further than what I expected, but you know what I'm
Right.
saying, we was in that vein, so I was like, hey, let's let it rock, let's let it go. So some key points and stuff like that, very key points. Actually, the conversation, just like we want interaction, we want engagement. We look to listen and hear what everyone says and try to address what is being said and give our perspective on it. So you know what I'm saying, greatly appreciate it. We don't have no quarrels with it. But of course, tomorrow Ron Lowe will be on as we sit up and talk some more sports, a little more diversity possibly as we get closer. We have of course NFL, NBA, NCAA as we get closer and closer to March Madness getting ready to pop off. WNBA season start at some point is going to start up. A lot of sports as we look for. Bishop, any words before we part, bro?
No, man, I greatly appreciate y'all tuning in, as well as, man, um definitely appreciate all the feedback from all of y'all that was on today. That we had a great deal of feedback, and we love that. That's what we like. That's what makes our show what it is. So continue to do so. Keon, was good seeing you. Glad you was on here. Loved your input. Definitely come back and kick it with us whenever. We love to have you on the show, whatever day you're available, Keon, to jump on. We love to have you on the show and give your insight and so forth and so on, man. Again, Trey, a great show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as we said, as we usually shout out Mr. Applewhite, Anthony Price, Alvin, Stanton, Zach. We greatly appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everyone that is with us this morning. Key, Jackie, Keon. Who else we had? Applewhite, everyone is saying if we ain't mentioned you, we definitely gonna get you on the next time around.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate y'all coming on. Look forward to tomorrow. So we
Jay
talk about
Patterson. Yeah.
do all that type of stuff. Greatly appreciate it. You know, saying see us here. Of course, like I said, if you are doing anything throughout the day, if you need to fill your day, check out
Jackie,
E2G
thank you.
E2G Sports Network and go check out some of the other shows, or just go back and look at some of the other ones. It might be some perspective that y'all gonna bring from some of our past shows that y'all make bring up, you know what I'm saying, or kind of link it together. You might find something. You might find something that Bishop might have said where you're like, you know what, hold up, and call them out on it. Hey, that's what we're here for. Please be fortunate, especially when he talk about Oklahoma. Like that's
You
it's
ain't got to
plenty
worry about
opportunity
that. It's gonna be
to call out
factual,
there.
baby. Don't do
Plenty of
you
opportunities to call out there, but you know what I'm saying. Of course, we might continue we don't never know. I'm willing to bet there's going to be someone else that's going to say something about the Matthew Stafford Hall of Fame conversation. And so, of course, if they say it, you'll be hearing about it here. So we greatly appreciate y'all listening. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 09, bright and early. Make sure you don't miss formation. At this time, show attention. Fall out.
Roll Phi Psi Rho Phi Military Fraternity Incorporated.